There's no swearing, brother, and no N-word use. Okay, bro. All right, brothers. How you brothers doing? It's your dude, International Passport, here again for yet another classic video. How you brothers doing? Oh, we out here, brothers, for another classic video. I want to say a huge shout out to my supporters over the years for supporting this channel. Much appreciated. And welcome aboard to the International Passport new members. You are greatly welcome. We open you with open arms. Shout out to Mr. T Belly for the £3.17 Cash App. Appreciate it, bro. Love the show. Learned a lot. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. So, brothers, Happy New Year, brothers. We're back again for another classic stream about Japan. I have a very special guest here from the UK who will speak about his experience being an English teacher in Japan and, of course, dealing with Japanese women. This is going to be a classic, I can tell, before we even go in this stream further. So, without any further ado, brothers, hit the like button, brothers. Subscribe, comment, share, support. Super chats, cash app, that'd be greatly appreciated, brothers. Now, the brother travel shortcuts. Can you please introduce yourself, brother? Who you are, where you're from in the UK.
Hello,
We'll
everyone.
go from there.
International Passport.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for giving me this platform to communicate with the fellow guys that are involved in this amazing movement that we're constructing. Yeah, travel shortcuts from London, Northwest London to be precise. Been traveling since since uni days, back in 2009. I never looked back, mate. As soon as I grasped this concept of unplugging from the matrix, I've never looked back, really. So hopefully I can try and motivate you guys, me and International Passport can try and motivate you guys listening on to live to live and not bloody live to survive.
Yes, thanks for that, bro. Shout out to Nate Kelly for the £2 1 cash app. Japan is on my list to travel to, hopefully in 2022. Appreciate you, Nate Kelly. Hope it goes well for you, bro, in Japan. Much appreciate, bro, for your support. So, brother, why did you start traveling in the first place? What was the incentive behind that, brother?
Well, it was kind of a weird accident, really, if you ask me. I mean, I was always one of those kind of guys in the UK that was from the streets, and I just never really saw traveling as a necessity. I just thought it was a waste of money going somewhere else to dine in places that you can dine back home, to smash women that you can smash back home. And it's just, for me, it was like, why would you want to spend X amount of money traveling somewhere else where you can do it in our home country? I was back then, I was oblivious to the fact that when you actually leave the matrix, you leave your home country, everything you know in terms of your personal reality, then you actually start seeing that, wow, and become exposed to the reality of what's actually outside your comfort zone. So I was at university at the time with my lovely spinner Brazilian girlfriend. And she was always traveling every weekend and all sorts, and every opportunity she got. And then she wanted to go on this cheesy couple trip to Greece in one of these islands, and I guess these couple islands called Rhodes. So I said, you know what? I didn't really fancy it, but she persuaded me, and I wanted to get on her Brazilian good books. So I said, okay, then fair enough. And boy, geez, I never looked back, man. It was weird. Like, I mean, I was a celebrity. I was there weren't too many black guys in that particular island, so I was just like, all eyes were on me, and it wasn't even like the screw face or that animosity look, but it was that curiosity look. And then that's when I realized I was a commodity. I was as they say, a rare breed, an exotic appeal. I had the exotic appeal, and then I became the star. And I just couldn't believe how well I was treated, how well I was welcomed in a foreign country. Because sometimes, even though we're from London, and maybe our American brothers can relate, even though we're from our home country, we don't even get treated as well as we do when we do travel outside our home country.
Mm.
So I was just in awe, really, with everything. And once I got a glimpse and a taste of the traveling lifestyle, just never looked back.
Fantastic. Great, brother. Great introduction. Just a quick question for you, bro. What island did you go to in Brazil?
Rhodes in Greece. Rhodes.
Rhodes in Greece.
Yeah,
Ah,
Rhodes. If you believe it's
mm,
Rhodes. Rhodes.
damn. Thanks for that, bro. So, brother, let's get straight into this live stream.
Cool.
Tell us how you went from living in the UK to teaching English in Japan. How did that happen? Why did you do that in the first place?
Well,
And
it's a bloody long story, so
mhm,
I'm gonna have to fast forward this. I basically done everything that you're supposed to do. Go to school, get good grades, go to uni. So again, I was in that uni life, graduated from university in business management and politics, international relations. And then I just thought I was just going to get a star, right? That's what they tell you, right? Do well, you get your jobs, right? You get the jobs that's allocated towards your career path. Didn't happen, bro. Didn't
mm,
happen. Applying for great opportunities, keep getting decline letters, or getting through to the last stage and then just saying, sorry, experience. And it just seemed like I was in a really dark place, actually. You invest so much into your academic development and you don't get the results that you wanted or you wished for. So then one of my friends, good friends, he was a housemate of mine at university, and he told me, hey, there's this thing going on. It's called TEFL, teaching as a foreign language. And there's this course you can do where they kind of teach you how to teach others basic level English. And at the same time, it's a great way for you to travel. So at first I was like, burn that, boy. I'm not trying to be no sad teacher. You know what I mean? But then after I just stopped and I thought, actually, you know, get paid to go somewhere else, experience something different, you know. And I just thought, you know what? I just wanted an escape rope. I just said, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? So I said, you know what? He already signed up for the bloody course, but he didn't want to go on his Jack Jones. He didn't want to go on his ones on by himself. So he asked me if I want to go with him. So you can't let the man down. So I said, okay, why not? And then when I went there, I met this vibrant chap. This English guy, and he was just like, yo, I've been to Korea, I've been China, I've been Hong Kong, I've been Indonesia. He mainly focused on Asian countries. I've been to the Philippines, I've been to Thailand, I've done this, I've done that. And he weren't just talking, he was showing us videos because it was a presentation at first, the introduction. He was showing us videos, he was showing us pictures. And I was just like, whoa, wow, this guy's living life, you know because sometimes you think about it, when you look at a map, at first glance, like you're not even like if you really think deep into it, you're not even a dot on that map, like no significance, and then you have to ask yourself, are you really getting the most out of life?
mm,
Could you really say you've lived it all? And then with me, like just being zoned out and just being in this kind of confinement of this is the UK and I have to make the best out of the worst, the worst possible outcome. That doesn't make sense. You have to make the best out of your current circumstances. Why can't you just throw it all out or bin it and roll the dice somewhere else and see what else can come about, you know? So then I said, you know what? Why not? And then after it was just that course, it was just an eye opener. And as soon as I finished that course, I signed up for a website. It's called Serious Teachers. You can Google it, Serious Teachers, and it's kind of like a resume website where you can register yourself and your credentials, and then employers will contact you. It's basically like a Facebook, but for teaching jobs. So they'll contact you and they'll offer you jobs rather than you apply for jobs. I registered myself there, and the company. Sorry, I told you it's a long-winded story, but a company residing in Thailand actually contacted me and I've asked me because I registered my profile there and asked me after the teaching course, would you like to sign up and come and teach in Thailand? And I was like, it weren't really on my radar if you ask me. I was more interested in Hong Kong, Japan, etc. But at first, I was like, I shrugged it off. The money that they were offering me weren't too great. But then she was like, you know what? This is not just a teaching opportunity. This is a traveling opportunity. We'll get to we'll get to show you all around Thailand, take you to life and resorts. So it's like a part-time teaching slash traveling opportunity. And the scheme was called Teach and Travel. So I said, you know what? Again, I was in a dark place. I wasn't getting the jobs that I wanted. So I said, you know what? This it was only for 3 months, and then if you with the possibility of extending if you enjoying yourself. So I said, you know what? Why not? Done it. Signed up. Went over there in Thailand, and boy, I know we're here to talk about Japan, but boy, mate. So basically, fast forward, had a great time in Thailand. Came back to England. You know, rekindled with family, friends, etc. Same shit again.
No
Weren't getting
swearing,
the
brother.
jobs I wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll get jobs, but it'll be like temporary vacancies, and stuff like that. And it hurts so much when you're fully invested in a company and they don't give you that recognition. So then after I was like, oh, this is dead. I need to do something more. And then I came across a website called Dave's ESL Cafe. You can Google it. And I went on the international board. And the international boards, you show you jobs, teaching jobs all around the world. And then I just saw it's weird because I saw this opportunity that they're recruiting a couple, an English couple, to go to Japan to teach at a private school. But me being suave as I am, I said, you know what, I'm blasé. I said, what's the worst that can happen? So I went there, applied for the job, and I said, hey, if they want me, they want me. If they don't, cool. And I got an email from the principal of the school, Canadian bloke, and it's like, hey, we like your resume, and we want to set up an interview. And fast forward, it was like a 3-step interview, but I got the job in the second interview, and there I was embarking on my Japanese adventure.
Very interesting. Thank you for that intro, bro. Also, brother, please no swearing, brother. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, bro. So, incredible intro, bro, and showing us how you went from UK to Japan. So, okay, where were you stationed in Japan, brother? Was it in Tokyo?
No, I wasn't in Tokyo. I was in the Nagoya city of Nagoya. I believe it's like the third or fourth biggest city, and it's famous for being a business hub. So I was stationed in Nagoya City. Um, and wow, what can I say? Just not to go in another action-packed movie, but I didn't never heard of Nagoya ever in my life. It's just Tokyo, like you just echoed. And I went to Nagoya Business Hub. Very, I would say, very middle class and upper class, and what an experience.
Okay. Now, before we get into, into the woman and everything, um, how was your experience like being an English teacher in a predominantly Japanese school and Japanese colleagues? How did they treat you as a brother? Did you experience any racism? Did you experience any alienation from Japanese people teaching, bro?
Well, I believe I have to start off by answering the racism question because that always pops up every time I go to a bloody country. I can, again, these are my personal accounts. I can't speak on everyone, but I experience zero racism. Were there some generalizations? Of course, but not in a malice way whatsoever, you know. So obviously, me being black, I was associated as being the cool teacher. And funny enough, because I was the only black teacher at the school, during my second year at the school, I found out that a lot of parents requested their child to be taught by myself, because I had a good reputation, being, I guess it's that, again, the exotic appeal, you're different, and sometimes we don't, we don't take advantage of being different. We always see it as a negative stigma. But it's great to be different. The spotlight shines on you, and at the same time, you do have a responsibility to lead the way for many. Because myself, if I went there and I didn't do a good job, then I guess the school maybe will look down at hiring a potential black foreigner. Like, oh, this. Because remember, I was the only black teacher at that school, and I believe I probably was the first black teacher that they hired. And I guess I don't believe the question comes down to racism or preference, but it's more of there's not many black guys or black women that travel out there. That's another thing I always witness when I travel. There's not many. So to answer your questions, my experience was relatively positive, super duper. Actually, I would allude. I know zero racism, 100% love, and they just made me feel welcome, non-stop there. And if I could, I would relive it over and over again.
Fantastic, brother. How was your working hours like as an English teacher in Japan? Were you working crazy hours? Was it a normal 9 to 5 job? Break it down for us, bro.
Yes, bro. I guess I was fortunate because I've heard a lot of horror stories in Japan. Heard a lot of slave laboring. Well, it's not really slave laboring, is it? It's just overworked cunts. Oh, sorry, overworked people. Overworked people that work
Be careful,
non-stop,
brother.
and they stay stationed in the middle of nowhere in villages, etc. But I was like in the middle of the city, in a business hub. I had the school. I had a really good teaching package. They paid for my accommodation, my round trip, and they gave me like a moving in allowance as well, and they gave me a relatively decent salary. So I was plus bonuses. So I was pretty much I pretty much drew I didn't draw the shortest straw pretty much. So I had a good package. Um, I was working like 4 to 5 hours. I can't lie to you, 4 to 5 hours. Like I said, it was a private school. They had their own curriculum. They do things differently. I was teaching kids between 10 and 16. So I had different classes for different days of the week. I had a really good package. I mean, I've met guys that are working 10 hours non-stop, overworked, you know, um, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of bloody Jumanji. But with me, I had a really good package. I can't complain. And I was fortunate. And that's what I will say. If anyone's looking to relocate, not just to Japan, but anywhere, especially doing a teaching career or a different business contract or something, research where you're going to be stationed. Because I met a lot of guys that said they told them that they were going to be in X, but then they found out they were in Y.
Damn, 45 hours a day. That's golden, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Plenty of bacheloring hours.
And we will get to that very soon. Shout out to Casual Observer for the $2 Canadian super chat. What's up, Casual Observer? Happy New Year to you, brother. He says support BM creators the way BW support theirs. Yes, indeed, brothers. Support the channel, brothers. Hit the Cash App, brothers. Hit the super chat, brothers. Hit the like button as well.
Respect,
The likes are looking
definitely.
very low, man. What's going on with the likes, brothers? And I don't want to start singing, but I will get my Justin Bieber on if you brothers don't get the likes up, man. But appreciate you for pointing that out, Casual Observer. Super chat, cash apps, brothers. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So, Mr. Travel Shortcuts, let's get into the meat of things. You being an English teacher in a predominantly Japanese country, hmm, how was how did Japanese women, how did they view you being a black man being an English teacher? Did you have any adventures within those private schools themselves? First question.
Bloody hell, mate.
What?
A lot.
Go on, bro.
Wow. First of all, what I will say is, I have to put my modest voice on now. I will say, you're dealing with a population that are close to 99% Japanese. So there's not many of us out there. Not enough foreigners, let alone black foreigners, let alone black foreigners from Western countries, right? Western English speaking countries, right? American, Canadian, England, etc. So, of course, it's that exotic appeal. You know, you go somewhere that are predominantly nearly 99% Japanese, and then you got this white guy, or you got this Indian guy, or you got this black guy. What do you think is going to happen? The spotlight's automatically on you, and it's just that notion that, oh, okay, that curiosity appeal. Oh, okay, what's going on here? Oh, I've never seen this guy before. And they just gravitate towards you. And I will have to speak on myself now, being a black um, English gentleman. I like to think at times part time. They just, it just, it daylight robbery. You know, I
Damn.
felt sorry for these women if they had boyfriends or whatnot. It was daylight robbery. I felt like the Christ that came back on earth, you know, to save. Because I have to say, Japan is it's great, it's fun, it's kawaii, it's cute, but they're miserable. You're talking about a country that has one of the highest suicide rates in the world, a country that's nearly drying up because of one of the lowest birth rates in the world. You know, these is a lot of the individualism. You know, everyone knows about the tech boom over there, but at the same time, it's alienating a lot of people. You know, the guys will rather just stay home and play with their video games and read their animes. The women will rather just stay home in a box and, you know, just sing kumbaya while doing their nails and all sorts. It's predominantly a lonely country. So when you have a foreign guy with a bit of charisma, charm, and is confident and bubbly, what do you think is gonna happen, bro?
Damn.
What do you think is gonna happen? So with me, you know, being very outgoing, I did have women approach myself, always, and me being to answer your question, being an English teacher, this made it so much easier because in Japan, being a teacher is well respected, and it's really appreciated. Whereas in bloody England, no one gives a shit. Sorry, no one cares. No one cares. You know, kids run riot. It's just, oh yeah, he's a teacher. Oh yeah, you know, basic salary, whatnot. You know. Whereas in Japan, it's up there with being a doctor, with being a lawyer, being a teacher, really, really well respected over there. And I think it's an Asian thing because in Thailand it was the same thing. They respect teachers. So then you have just picture yourself as a mother in Japan. You know you have your child going away, getting taught by this foreign specimen of a man teacher, and then it's just the son comes home, he's happy, and then the mom wants just it just automatically gravitates towards you and shows you appreciation, and feelings and emotions get intertwined and mixed, and it just becomes so much easier when I bump into people and I'm like, hey, yes, I'm an English teacher, like, wow, so that's ne Anthony, like, really, wow. And then the first thing that comes out of their mouth, can you teach me English? And I'm like, checkmate.
Oh, so the Japanese woman would ask you, "Can you teach me English privately?" Damn.
Taking candy from a baby, bro. But yeah, yeah. I mean, they want
Whoa.
escapism, brother. Japanese women, even the guys, but we're not here to talk about the guys. They're all right, man. Yeah. But
Nah, keep it on about girls, bro.
they want escapism. It's mad because I was following a guy. I have to give respect to him. GS350 JPN. He's another YouTube brother doing great things in Japan. And he's probably one of the first guys to ever do content on Japan because he was there living there. And I was watching him, and he said the best places to go to pick up women was Starbucks, and they will approach you. And I didn't
Approach.
believe that. But when I was in Japan, I should just go there, sit at a local Starbucks, and then you'll just get people just coming up to you. Hi, are you okay? Obviously, broken English, but little words. Oh, what are you doing in Japan? Because, you're not bloody born there, are you? And then, and then you'll say, oh, yeah, I'm here, I'm teaching. And, oh, really? Oh, it's so easy. Or 9 times out of 10, they'll give you the eye contact and then they'll look away because, start giggling, put their hand in their mouth as they do. And then they're just begging and waiting for you just to go up to them and just say hi. That's all you have to do. And I think I told you that before in our earlier conversations. You just have to just smile and just say hi. That's it. And just let the body language just take over.
Damn. So, brother, when you were an English teacher, right? Are you telling me that you dealt with mums, you know, Japanese mums intimately? Keep it real,
No,
bro.
you don't get me in trouble, bro.
Oh my goodness, man.
Nah. It's cool. It's cool. Nah. I didn't. I didn't. Have I got Japanese moms on my personal contact list? No comment. Did I deal with any of them? No. Was there a little bit of flirting or whatnot? Yes. I mean, what I will say is, again, like I referenced the guy, my mentor, my Japanese mentor, GS350 JPM, Ralph. Shout out to Ralph. He told me, like, because he was always guide. Even when I moved to Japan, he was always guiding me. And the one thing he done is don't where you sleep.
Mm.
And this is my work contract in Japan. You have to your employer speak. If you're on a work visa, your employer sponsors you. They can cancel that visa anytime they feel like. And it was weird because, like I said, I was in this very profound and highly respected international school, and I was given a 2-year work visa. Specialist in specialist in something. I forgot the visa, what the video is called. The visa is called, but I was given a 2-year visa. Normally, they just give the entry level staff 1 year. So I really had to contain myself. Could I have done a lot? Of course, but I really tried to just keep that professionalism and the whole office politics rules. Did I make a mistake on my first staff office party? Of course I did. Got drunk with one of the staff, Japanese staff, and yeah, things got a bit nasty. But all I can say, it was hella awkward going into the school the next day. Going past each other, especially when she was engaged. But there you go.
Oh my
Black Lives Matter.
goodness. Oh my, she was engaged, bro.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Ah, this is crazy.
Bro, man, you have to understand, my brother. You coming
Is it?
from England, as dead
Mm,
as it is, with that sad queen walking around. When you go somewhere and you automatically, because no one gives a crap about you walking up and down. You go to a bar, you're expected to pay. You walk up and down, you're expected to do the hard work. It's like a job interview sometimes, just to get a little church hug. And you go to a foreign country, and then you're the star. You're the protagonist. The spotlight's on you. Everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone wants your time. What are you gonna do? Killing a candy store. And obviously, unfortunately, on my first outing, staff outing, I lost control. Especially when you see the teachers as teaching staff to dress in a certain way every day, and then when they're dressed differently out of work, it's a hell of a drag.
damn. So, oh, okay, brother. This is crazy. This is crazy, brother. How do these Japanese women dress? Is it very classy, or is it like slutty, fetish, or classy mixed with um femininity that attracts men towards them? Break it down for us, bro. You're talking about how they dress in school is good as well, but outside
Um,
school as well, they dress great. Break it down for us, bro.
right,
God.
brother. So the older women, we're talking about danger zone areas, and 25. Probably we'll get into all the danger stuff later, but 25, 26, 27, sophisticated, elegant, I would say, for the most part. When you're talking about 24 and lower and younger, oh man, it's just slutty, teenage dirtbag style. What is it? Mean Girls. Yeah, everything's out. Everything's showing. It's even some. It's crazy, but even some of the kids, the moms are dressing the kids like that. When it's like you can see everything.
What?
But it's like their culture, I guess, isn't it? They say it's cute. They like dressing up the kid, putting makeup on kids when they're like 8 years old and stuff, and they just think it's cute. And they do the whole two-finger up peace sign and quiet. And I was just like, oh, but it's just the society there, I guess. And then not to point fingers and stuff, but then you look under the surface, and then you see the issues they have with the train, with the schoolgirls getting groped on the trains, with the hentai stuff and pornographic images of women, of kids depicted in these cartoon animated
Keep it PG, bro.
magazines. And yeah,
Keep
you
it
see a lot
PG.
of stuff there, a lot of rape and stuff of kids. And
Great.
but again, these it's weird because this stuff is kind of hidden away from the mainstream Japanese media because it's not too nice to decorate it there. But then we are talking about a country that the age of consent is 13. So yeah, I mean, no society is perfect, but they have their own little issues, I guess.
Damn. All right, brother. Let's pivot to and brother, keep it very PG, okay, brother. Let's not mention
Always, brother.
sensitive topics, bro. All right. So let me speak to you about you. Are you saying that keep it real, brother? Like, are black men literally superstars in Japan? Like, could a black American man and a UK black man just go to Japan, and the woman there would literally just be drawn to them like a magnet? Is that easy for brothers?
I'm saying that if there was a black guy in the Big Bang Theory that wasn't the captain of the football team in America, went to Japan, he would be a John Travolta or a Brad Pitt in Japan.
Damn. Jeez.
Or in our case, it would be that black guy from Rocky. What's his name? He's a star now, isn't
Apollo Creed.
it? The new one, the Creed, that guy.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he'll be that guy. He'll go
Mike.
from some sad waste man in America to Michael B. What's his name? Jordan in bloody Japan. Yeah, automatically. I've seen some sad guys. I'm not one to judge guys, men, but I've seen some sad guys with the baddest Japanese women. You know, I've seen these school nerds, living their best life in Japan. You know, guys that you can tell were bullied, guys that never had girlfriends, let alone the first kiss. All of a sudden they go to Japan, and as we say in England, they're the dogs, balls, bollocks.
Damn. Hold
Crazy.
on, brother. Let me check the likes. Oh no, no. Hey, let me put you on mute real quick, brothers. I warned you, brothers, as to if you don't get the likes up, I'm gonna start singing. And I'm gonna start singing right now. I warned you, brothers, but this is disgraceful. 2022 and brothers still are not supporting the channel. So while I sing, brothers, get the likes up, or I'm gonna keep singing all night. My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. Got out of bed alone. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can see it all. And even if it could, it'd all be great. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can see it all. And even if I could, it'd all be great. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Oh. All right, brothers, what's going on? Much better. Damn. What's going on, brothers, man? Hit the like button, support the channel. Shout out to Casual Observer for the $2 Canadian super chat. BWs buy shirts, super chat, etc. BM can't hit like. Sad. It's very sad, man. And if it continues like this, I might have to find a solution to this, man. And that might be a harsh solution. 5 years now giving you brothers back-to-back classics game about different countries, and brothers can't support the channel. I've got to sing a goddamn Eminem song to get you brothers to like the video. That ain't right, man. So brothers, support the channel, brothers. Please support the channel. All right. Travel shortcuts. I want to take you out to school, and you being a young gentleman outside of school times. How easy was it for you dating? How were you meeting Japanese women? Were they coming towards you? Were you approaching them? Was it social media apps? Break it down for us, bro.
Well, it was a combination of many different methods. Online dating, just walking around, shopping malls, Starbucks, of course, bars, um, discos, clubs. Um, yeah, just but my main one was just on the street because again, that's another thing that doesn't get talked about, and this is hugely important. Because I know we're living in a whole um, online dating era, and the whole going clubbing to try and get some cookies or whatnot. But in Japan, it's just they have that approachability. You know, Japanese women are so easy to approach, no matter how your body type is or how old you are or your ethnicity. You just can just go up to them and say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or "Hello." That's it. And in our home country, England, oh my gosh, brother. Sometimes you just say, "Oh, you're right," and then they just look at you like you stole something, you know, or like you're a serial killer, or you're like the worst guy ever, the bloody antichrist, a door salesman. And in Japan, they're just so easy to talk to, just to get that initial step, and for me, it just doesn't get talked about enough. They're very approachable, and a lot of my, I guess, pickup game was on the street. I'll just go about my business, and if someone catches my eye, usually with a lovely behind, because that's, not too common in Japan, and I am still black. I still got my preferences. Um, Although sometimes you have to take one for the team. Yeah, it was on the street. Just, hey, how you doing? You're right. Or at times I'll just play dumb. It's nice to play the dumb foreigner game. Just, oh, sorry, hey, sorry. I'm trying to get to this place. Do you know how I can get there? And then just start talk. Oh yeah, and then what's your name? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you have Line. Because it's like their WhatsApp there. They use that application called Line, and then everyone bloody has it. So it's just a icebreaker, and then she'll go, and then later you just text her, and that lovely Google Translate helped me out a lot. My partner in crime, that was my wingman. That was my wingman, Google Translate, and I'll just be something dumb like, hey, I don't know I'm trying to cook this Japanese dish, but I don't know. Can you come help me? Okay, and you know what I mean, and they calm, you know. Just come in, all nice and carefree. Not these black girls, all attitude, just these,
BWs, BWs, bro. Code words.
There you go. Yeah, sorry. Not these chocolate earthly delights, but you know, they, they come in with their grace and make you feel right at home. And I guess bless your premises.
Damn, brother. Keeping it real with you, right? I'm a bit worried about Japanese women because it sounds like they are very easy to just do whatever you want with them, like date them, approach whatever, right? So if you're dating a Japanese chick, I would personally, if I want to take things very seriously, right, I would personally be afraid of leaving her by herself because I feel like with a lot of Japanese women, they what's it called? They what's the word for it, man? Their peer pressure. They easily succumb to peer pressure. Not wanting to upset someone, right? Very easygoing, doing things as to what someone wants them to do. And if I leave my girl by herself and some guy comes in, I'm not sure I can trust her, brother. Keeping it real. Do you agree with that, Travel Shortcuts? I mean, I'm very like transparent here. I no cap on my channel. Give me the truth, brother. Can you trust a Japanese girl to actually date, and leave her by herself?
I would I would like to think yes, you can, but my personal experiences say otherwise. I'm talking about me dating women that have boyfriends. and some of them even foreign boyfriends. Some of them even leaving their boyfriends when they fall asleep and coming to my place. So yeah, I would like to think I found a good egg, but my experiences unfortunately tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Deshaun Wilson for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated for you, Deshaun, for supporting the channel. Thank you, brother. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Deshaun Wilson, and happy New Year to you, brother. Um, yeah, I don't really feel like they're ride or die chicks, keeping it real. Um, Travel shortcuts. Yeah, you can have a good time with them, date them, but I would personally be very worried as to is she cheating on me? You know, based on how easy it was for you. You know, you dealt with women that had boyfriends, even foreign boyfriends, and you still smash, brother. I'd be very worried what that a lot of Japanese chicks are trifling, man. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is for it, but um, I'm not sure they're ride or die chicks, and that's why I might be leaning towards Team Latina. Because when you have these Team Latina chicks, they ride or die for you. They ain't letting no man come in their lives. They'll tell you, "I've got a boyfriend, leave me alone." Or with Japanese girls, I don't know, bro. Am I right in thinking that, Travel Shortcuts?
I have to agree with you, but it's not their fault, I guess, because in the West, the women here are very calculative. You know, it's never black and white. It's never 1+1. It's always, it's a bloody witch hunt sometimes. It's like reverse psychology. Um, it's like the Da Vinci Code sometimes. It's a maze. You know, it's bloody Squid Game with these good women here, and in Japan they're very simple minded. It's nothing complicated. I like you, you like me, you make me feel good. Let's go. And unfortunately, at times, all it takes is just a bad argument with their boyfriend, or the boyfriend's just not being there for them in a specific time frame, and then you happen to be there, and oh, well, I'm enjoying the moment with you right now, so let me make the most out of it. So I wouldn't think they do it as trifling, but they're just so simple minded, like in a good way, because I like it. I like the mindset, but unfortunately, it does have disadvantages. Like I remember when I was dating this beautiful Japanese, bird, lady, and young lady, I'll say, no high mileage, no oil needed, oil changes, failed the MOT, none of this, good working engine. Tell me how we comparing women to cars.
Working working
I
engine.
was dating her, and like I said, I was overwhelmed. I'm the superstar in Japan. I'm getting flooded by all these Japanese women, and unfortunately, I put her on the bench, and she was my girlfriend at the time. Well, one of them. I put her on the bench for, I guess, a long period of time, and she just texted me, and she was like, "Oh, I'm seeing someone now," and I'm like, "Whoa, okay," you know, and it's just that quick. It's that quick that you went around, someone pops up. Okay, let me just go with this guy. And it's like again the same thing. Like you're showing me attention, you're making me feel good. My own boyfriend's not around. He's not making me feel good. There you go. That's all it takes. So again, I'm not saying all women are like this. All Japanese women are like this. But it is something to consider that that's all it takes. Just that look, just that just that girl, just a woman to be a bit emotional and have, I guess, that arm that she can lean on. And then there you go.
Yeah, I thank you for being very honest there, Travel Show, because I was actually getting that feeling from them as well, from these Japanese women. I was just thinking it's a bit weird as to how simple they are, and I'd be worried about leaving her alone at a bar with her girlfriends, with her female friends. Sorry, can I trust her to be faithful? I don't know. I'd be very careful with them, and I'm keeping it real, brothers. for brothers who are into them 100%. You know, on my channel, there's no cap. So, brother, is it true that um what's it called? That they are submissive and very feminine?
Very, very. Going back to society, everyone knows when you've probably one of the first thing when you think about Japan is the whole samurai kind of representation, you know, the proud Japanese warrior. And with women, you think about the geishas, very submissive, and they're there to entertain the man, to make the man feel at home. And that's just, I would say that's a reflection of Japanese society. It's a very one-sided. Men are in control, get the best paying jobs. I mean, a married woman I was seeing there, she told me that she works in a company. She does the same job another Japanese guy does, and she's been longer at the company. And guess who earns more money? It's the other guy. Even though they're doing the exact same job, at times she even does more, and she's been at the company longer, but the other guy earns more money. And she says it's typically in Japan. It's very one-sided. Women are in stereotypical jobs, waitresses and kind of in the whole hospitality jobs type role jobs, and the men are like whole more business jobs and are more like managers and senior figures, and also can be seen in politics as well. So I believe they're submissive by culture, but at the same time, it's a culture that they embrace. Maybe you get one or two that shout the whole feminism card, but a lot of them, they're proud to be, you know, submissive, and they're in touch with their femininity. They loathe that. It's not a competition with them. The man's the one that's supposed to come and take over, and then the women that will come into my home when I start, when sometimes unannounced or when I asked, when you get that morning rush, um, they'll come. And I don't even have to say anything. They'll come, they'll bring items, they'll start cooking, they will clean automatically. And I'll just be laying on that bed and thinking, wow, you know, I can't bloody get a Pikachu of a girlfriend back home to do anything like that. But in Japan, completely different, and it's their culture. It's no argument. You're not gonna hear stuff like, "I'm not your mom. I'm not your slave." You're not gonna hear none of that. They're happy. It was normal. It's normal to ring someone, a Japanese woman, and say, "Hey, I haven't eaten. Can you bring me some food?" And not hear an argument. You know, you try to do that to one of your friends back home or your buddies. Your BWs or whatever. You will not get it. I believe maybe one out of 10. But in Japan, as they say, "Dai job desu ka?" Everything's okay. No worry, no biggie. And it's the same thing when you have someone that you're close and intimate with. I would be going to the shower, just, wash normally, and they would like to come and bathe me. Bathe. I felt like I was bloody Eddie Murphy coming to America. Bathe.
They were bathing you, bro.
Yeah,
What?
brother.
What?
Brother. See, you're making me want to book a ticket back to Japan tomorrow now. Because
They were
like I
bathing
said,
you.
as I'm speaking to you, I'm reminiscing on all these memories. Bathe. No biggie. Had women even tell me, like, when I was at work, "Oh, have you had something to eat? I can bring you a pack lunch." Wow. There you go. Welcome to Japan.
Jeez, they were bathing man, yeah? What?
There, bro. Can we get into other stuff, but this ain't a Patreon.
Lord have mercy. I can't
When's
believe
the
what I'm
last time you
hearing
got
here.
bathed, bro? I'm not even. This is nothing about you even asking. It's just natural. These things you don't have to ask a lot of the time. Oh, can you do this? Can you? No, it was natural. You know, it was all natural. It's like they can read your minds, and I guess it's the whole culture in the UK, and I believe in America. The women get bred to be independent. to not rely on the man, especially the BWs. Whereas in Japan, they get bred to take care of the man, make the man feel at home. But then when you take a step back, you see why. It's a country that they look at relationships differently. They don't believe in whole playing around stuff. The whole the whole ghetto-ness of it. They look at a relationship very seriously. Like I said, they're very simple-minded. They're black and white like myself. I like you. You like me. You make me feel good. I want to be with you. That's it. And they will date you to marry you. They will date you to marry you. And in Japan, my experiences there and my time there, and then I found out what was happening. I found out the rule that I wasn't supposed to know. In Japan, they go by this thing where, and I think Kevin Samuels talks about this, a danger zone. The danger zone in Japan is 25 years old. If a woman reaches 25 years old and she's not married, 9 times out of 10, a Japanese guys aren't gonna play her any mind because they look at her like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you not married yet? You could have been married at 18, 19, 20, 21, all these opportunities, but you're not married yet. What's wrong with you?" They look at you, they look at the women as if they're broken. So these women, they don't want to get to that age, that 25, 26. So that's why they'll date you. They'll, if you make them feel good, they're happy to be around you. They're like, okay, I want to be with you. And then I'm not saying they're gonna say this on the first date or anything, but they're dating to marry you. They're not dating to play games. They're dating to marry you, and they want to, I guess, bag you. They want to secure you. They want to secure the foreign bag, the foreign black bag. Lock you up, throw away the key. And on the on the upside also is you get a lot of beautiful natural Japanese women, 26, 28, just withering away, rotting away. No one pays them any attention. Don't get me wrong. They might get a little bit, they might get a little one night stand here and there or whatever, but no one's seriously dating them because they're looking at her like she's problematic. She has an issue because if she was all good, she would have been married, but she's not. So then you'll see a lot of foreigners in Japan dating these gorgeous, beautiful women, 28, 29, 26, and it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's just so easy. And again, if you're an older gentleman, you haven't found love back home or whatnot, you go to Japan, you probably marry one of these beautiful women. But at the same time, there's a reason. It's funny, but the
Mm.
Japanese people are very intelligent. They're not silly. And when you look deep and you start dating some of these women, you'll find out why they're not married. So, although it's easy to date them and get along with them and do whatnot, there's a reason why they've been left on the shelf.
Yes, thanks for that, brother. Shout out to the brother, Mr. Freeview Fix It, for the £10 cash app. Thank you, bro, for
Oi, oi.
supporting the channel. Stop singing IP. Appreciate the support, brother. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, brother. Um, so okay, we know that danger zone scope there. What about Japanese women that are younger than 25? Can black men date them and easily marry them and etc., etc.? Or are they only reserved for Japanese men? Keep it real, bro.
Keep it real. I was flying to Cambodia. I have to say this, answer the question of the story. I was flying to Cambodia. Was it Cambodia? See, I fly too much. I fly. That's another benefit of teaching English. A lot of paid holidays. So, anyways, I was flying to, I believe it was Cambodia, with my good friend, a colleague, and there was a Japanese lady, well, young lady, working at the airport in security. Funny enough, but she looked very, petite, and but she was wearing all that baggy security gear and shit, and stuff, and her hat. So I couldn't really get a good glimpse of her. But I just went through security. She looked at me, and I could see her staring at me. But I was like, okay. Okay, but it's just like, okay, went through security, and then she's like, oh, so where you going? Anywhere nice? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going Cambodia, Phnom Penh. She's like, oh, okay. What's your name? And I'm like, okay, my name is so and so. What's your surname? And I'm like, okay, this is weird. But then again, it's not really weird because in Japan, it's weird. In England, they'll usually say, hey, what's your name? How old are you? What you do for work? In Japan, they'll ask you, what's your blood type? Like, you're like, really? Like, this can be an eye opener. They just like asking people's blood type. I'm like, blood is an episode of Buffy or something. But anyways, sorry to digress. She's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, what's your surname? Okay. And I'm like, okay, she's a weird girl. And then I arrive in Cambodia, and I finally access internet from the airport, and I see a friend request from her. So I'm like, okay, she wants to be part of the team. It's all good. Wait your turn, young lady. And she was 21. Um, when I got back to Japan, she asked to again. She was pursuing me. That's another thing. You get pursued. I was around 24 and she was 21. And my God, mate, bloody hell. Woof. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, with the security Japanese gear. But when she just wore normal, tight clothing, oh my. And I told you, these under 25, they just dress how they want. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah. Yeah. So, yeah, sure, something there, mate. Genie in a bottle. As the Philippines, the U.S. Filipino expats will say, she was a spinner. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Spinner, and yeah, Spinner Rooney, gorgeous. And again, this is someone that was pursuing me, very attractive, low mileage. Um, wow, and a lot of the time, like people approach me. And you have to be careful as well because a lot of these women, they are under the mark, and I'm sorry to say, but I've heard of foreigners, including foreign teachers, not saying any names, but those listening probably know who they are. They've gone a bit reckless and done things that they might not be too particularly proud of. But yeah, my God, and it's just everywhere, just always, just they just want attention, I guess, because it is a lonely country, and have said that a lot of people are very lonely. There's a lot of individualism, and then when you have someone that's a foreigner, they're easy to approach because they don't have the whole robotic formalities. It's weird. Like I remember when I was in a bar once in Japan, I had this Japanese guy come up to me. It's like the hub, it's like a foreign a bar that everyone goes to. It's all over Japan. But this one in Nagoya, this guy, Japanese guy, just came up to me and he started speaking. Hey, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, this guy just wants free English lessons. Come on, man. I'm trying to get some cookies. I ain't trying to talk to you, but I'm cool. I'm easygoing. Start speaking to the gentleman. And then after a while, I felt bad because I think he kind of sensed that I was trying to talk to my Japanese friend at the time. A beautiful young lady that I was trying to, I guess, ask for her blood type. He was like, "Oh, can I just tell you something?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah. Like, what's up, homie? Like, you know what I mean? You're stopping the movement here. I'm trying to spread the movement, spread the love." And he's like, "I'm sorry, but you have to understand. In Japan, if I go up to a Japanese person that I don't know and start speaking, they'll look at me confused, like we don't supposed to do that in Japan." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, because foreigners, if I go up to a foreigners, you foreigners are very open minded and you're cool. So we're allowed to go up to foreigners because it's fine. But if we go up to a Japanese person, we're not and disturb like a social group, we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be introduced to a group. We can't just go and break the rule by just going like he's basically telling me in their society they can't just go up to random people and start talking. And I just thought how sad that was. And this is what happens is that's why I guess it's easier for Japanese women to when they want some company or they want some affection, they come to us because on their society, it's not frowned upon. But if they just go up to a guy and just say hey, or a guy goes up to a Japanese and says hey, it's frowned upon. It's like a culture where they have to be introduced into a social group for them to then establish communication. So I guess that is why it's so much easier for foreigners, particularly the 1%, to mingle and intertwine with the Japanese people, specifically with the gorgeous women out there.
Hold on, thank you, brother. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Derek Taylor, the legend, for the $99 super chat. What's up, Derek? He says, Happy New Year, IP and guest. This brother is like Santa Claus, bringing toys and goodies for all. Natural classic to start the year. Peace, brothers. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Travel Shortcuts for dropping gems in the stream. And shout out to Derek Taylor for supporting the channel. Happy New Year to you too, Derek
Respect.
Taylor. Respect, brother. Thank you, bro. So, brother, you said the girl you were dealing with had low mileage. How do you know that? You know, how did you know she had low mileage, brother? Keep it real.
Ah, mate. Well, in England, we have a saying: if you know, you know. That some women, they can be KFC buckets. Um, yeah, deep blue sea. You know, yeah, drown, quicksand. Yeah, drop a coin in a whale. Yeah, KFC bucket. They're buckets, and this one, it was wow. I'm trying to not break the rules on your channel here,
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
but it
I
was
get. But
game
we
was
know
tight. The
we
game
know
was tight, brother.
naturally it's for them, right? But you can still be tight, but it can still have high body counts, right?
Brother, I don't know about you, boss, but when I see a KFC bucket, I know a KFC bucket, brother. Especially with a foreign crowd. And with this one, you can, I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I know my way around Finding Nemo. And just how she was. And I think, like, she was, I would say she was on work experience. You know, when someone just doesn't know her way around certain things. We're
Mm.
not dealing with pros, someone that just goes in and okay, gets down to business. You can tell, okay, 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 oh shit, I see what you're doing. This one was just like, oh, okay, okay, well, and now, and you just have to just ease her down, relax, just step by step, you know. You put the crumbles, the cookie crumbles, and just let her find her path. Yeah, she was one of them. We're not dealing with some pro KFC bucket, knows her way around bloody Disneyland. You're dealing with someone that got lost in a theme park and you're taking them under your wing and you're teaching her the game.
Damn. Hold on, brother.
Game's tight, bro.
Shout out to Conrad Grant for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother, for supporting the channel as always. Thank you, Conrad Grant. Big shout out to IP and the brother for dropping these intel gems. As for me, major plans and power moves is being made, and I will accomplish all goals for me. For me, yes, indeed. I love hearing that, brother. Hope you accomplish all your goals and objectives in 2022. Same to every brother in this platform, including Travel Shortcuts and brothers who watch and support the channel. I hope you all support your goals. I hope you all achieve your goals in 2022. Thank you, Conrad Grant. So,
Respect.
brother, on average, right, would you say um, they have a low body count on average Japanese woman?
They do. They have a very, very low body count, and that's because the society, again, we're talking about a country that has there's no way to say it. They have a penis festival where they try the goal of the penis festival where is to encourage people to interact with each other and reproduce. They literally build these massive crafts shaped as a you know what and have all these. I mean, you can Google it. Just say Japanese festival and you'll see it. And the whole goal of that is just to encourage interaction between different sexes, because there's a lot of individualism, there's a lot of loneliness, and Japanese people just keep to themselves. You find, I found that a lot. I mean, yeah, you have some that maybe went to study abroad for a year or two, so they kind of act differently. I found that out. Every confident Japanese woman I met,
Mm.
even guy, they've all done like a year in America or 2 years in Hawaii or something. But the majority are very, very friendly, but very shy and very closed and not as open. They want to, but they just don't know how, because the society don't really vet them to be open. We're talking about society that have a saying where it's like saving face. They don't want to lose face. It's like they're supposed to keep their angers, their issues within themselves. It's called bad mannerism to complain about your work, to complain about family issues, to complain about your own personal and issues and endeavors, etc. You're supposed to keep everything bottled up. So that adds fume to the fire. And then not everyone, but a lot of the society, people inside, they're very closed and they just keep to themselves. And unfortunately, that's just what causes them to not date, not get married, and to wither out. And that's why the majority of the women I met, I had to, I guess it's weird, but I don't want to sound bad, but I had to just, I guess, re engineer them into
Mm.
life that, hey, it's okay to tell me how you feel. You have Japanese women. I had women that would just come to my apartment. I keep talking about my apartment, like, but I was going on dates. Don't worry, I wasn't just in my apartment. This is
The
terrible.
bachelor apartment.
Ticket number 5, please. It wasn't like that.
Man brought the post office.
It wasn't like that. Parcel force. It wasn't like that. It was like they'll come over, right, and then they'll just sit there, like, and you can tell they're not like boring off, but you can tell their mind somewhere else. And I'm just like, hey, what's up? Like, oh no, everything good. They do the whole kawaii stuff. But you're like, what's really going on? And some of them manage to open up to me, and some of them they can still keep it closed up, but then you can see like their eyes watery, and you can see that there's a lot happening. But that's just the society. I have my issues. I can't make my issues someone else's issues. And in the West, it's a contrast. You have a girlfriend, she has a bad day, she takes her out on you. All the BS, all the crap, everything gets put on you, you know. And it's weird, it's weird. And then when you complain, you get put in a naughty step because you're supposed to be supportive of her. You're supposed to be understanding of her feelings. But in Japan, that's not the case. Her issues is her issues. And same thing with the men. The men's having issues, usually overworked at home, at work. They go to the drinking, and they're called salarymen. You can Google them. It's a stigma, salarymen. It's Japanese businessmen who work all day, who don't go home and see their family, and spend a large amount of time in hostess bars that they pay very attractive women to give them company. It's basically bars that you go into, very attractive women, usually young, are there. They light up their cigarettes, they listen to their boring life, and they laugh at their rubbish jokes. And they pay a premium for entry, and also for the high, hugely expensive beverages served in those very establishments. So it's that thing where me being a foreigner, me um, bred to communicate. So when you're communicating with them, and then you're breaking that barrier, and it's not just a normal barrier. This is their identity. They've been bred to keep everything bottled in, and then if you break that and you let them express themselves to you, you become a god in their eyes. You become a god, and I've told you this already. International passport. There are women happily married, living their best life in Japan right now. That I know if I go to Japan and I'll text them and I'll say, come here, they will come there. They will go to where I am or where I'm at because I've broken that barrier. I've I've crossed that threshold. And when you break that barrier, she's yours, And unfortunately, maybe you can abuse that responsibility that she gave you, or you can cherish it. And I'm not a bad guy, so I choose to respect. Like my ex, I saw her on Facebook. She's happily, married, got kids, doing her thing in Japan. But I know I can go there because one day, bro, I ain't gonna. One day I got drunk. I texted her, and she said some stuff that I was just like, wow. Let's just say she was prepared to give everything up for me.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Brother, this is crazy, brother. Let me ask you this. Right? I've got 3 questions now. The first one is, if a Japanese woman says that she lost her love for you, is she capping? Do they have some sort of love for you, and that can come out anytime in the future? They may lie to you saying that I don't love you no more, blah blah blah. I want to end things. You end things, right? But let's say 6 months, 5 months, could she hit you up back saying I made a mistake? Please take me back. I miss you. Is that a possibility, bro?
I would say it's not really it's a possibility, but it's not likely because Japanese people, and I'll say people, men and women, they're very proud. They're very proud of their families. They're very proud of their identity. They're very proud of their gender. Like I said, the women are happy to be submissive. The men are happy to be this samurai hard worker. Um, so the chances are she's not. However, if you were to, like I gave you the example, happen out of the blue to just text them or to call them, or even if you bump into them and say, hey, I want to speak to you, or I want to spend time with you, or I want to see you, she'll just come running back,
Damn.
running back. So even though they want you to communicate and want you to show them what you want, they're not gonna say this. It's like I remember when I went to I had a Japanese girlfriend when I first moved in, and she helped me out a lot. Actually, I'll give her that. She really helped me settle. She showed me all of Nagoya, took me places, and this is another thing we didn't mention. Japanese women have money. If anything, they got more money than you. You know, you'll meet a woman in a restaurant working, a waitress. She'll probably have maybe 100K, 80K in the bank. But she's there doing these low entry level jobs. They have money. So this ain't even a case of who pays first and you have to spend X amount to get a church hug, to get a kumbaya, my lord, kiss on the cheek. None of that. We're talking about someone that doesn't need your money. And if they're spending time with you, they'll happily pay. A lot of the time, they'll even offer to pay because, again, they still see you as you're the prize. You're the foreigner. You're in their country, so they have a duty of care to make you feel welcomed, and that entails treating you sometimes to food, to drinks, to trips, to gifts. You know, and with me personally, I witnessed this. You know, and again, it goes back to the thing with what's your intention, what are your motives? Because over there, even though you cross the line and you're not speaking to her, just you rekindle it. You're trying to rekindle emotions. They will come back running. They will come back running because you're still the foreigner. You're still the guy that she's never met. And you can say, oh, but she might meet another foreigner. If you have that connection with them, they'll always keep coming back. But you'll have to make the first move, not them.
Thank you, bro. Second question is, you said that you've noticed that the confident Japanese women are the ones that have spent a year abroad in America, UK. Can we safely say that brothers should avoid that kind of woman because they are poisoned by Western values, feminism, all that nonsense? That's why you should keep clear away from those confident Japanese women because it can go left. Would you agree with that, bro?
Well, I would say you. It depends on the circumstances. If you just want a Playboy bunny to bounce around with and have some fun with, and you don't have to use Google Translate all the time, then yeah, sure, you can have fun and stuff. But if you're looking for someone serious, someone that you can get on your team, you can re-engineer, um, then I would avoid them. Because unfortunately, people get tainted. There are a lot of umfufus out there, even in Japan standards. A lot of I've heard everything. You take the women out of the castle, take them back home, and then they just change.
Mm,
It's just they become poisoned. By the matrix, by the virus, the Trojan that lurks within the matrix. So it just depends what you're after. If you're after just a bit of fun, you don't want because a lot of them they speak English and you don't want a language barrier, then I would say, yeah, go have fun. But if you're looking for someone serious that you can kind of build something with, I'll say avoid.
okay, thank you, brother. And brother, can we speak more about college at university going Japanese women who are at universities 20, 21, 19? Are they the same as all Japanese women? Are they very reserved? Or because they're students, they're partying, they're living a hot girl summer, all that garbage nonsense being pushed by Megan the garbage rapper and Cardi B. Um, how are these college going Japanese women like 19, 20, 21? We want to know how's it like. I know you spoke about the airport stuff, but let's say you meet a did you meet any Japanese women that were studying that were 2021? Did you date them, brother? Did you experience them?
Yeah, I mean they're out there. They're bubbly. They're into all the whole cosplay stuff. The ones that you typically see in these kind of Japanese pop K-pop videos and stuff. They're out there, and same thing again. They're very bubbly. They're filled with energy. Very out there and very easy. I myself have never really were gave them any time really because that's not really what I was kind of after. But I have came across guys that were into these kind of women and they were having fun. They were sharing their stories. They had videos. They were living their life. Yeah, their best life, I guess. So in terms of being black, especially foreigner, you way ahead. Because the new generation, they know everything. They know all the rap videos. They know all the celebrities. Everything. So they'll come up to you and they'll start telling, oh, you're from England. Oh, so you know this. Oh, so you know that. Oh, you're from America. Oh, wow. So oh, ha, ha, okay. Easy. I get very approachable. And I guess the younger ones are even more because even though the older ones tend to be more shy, these younger ones, they are very open, especially the university students, because they also have international students from abroad. So you have in these universities, they have students from America, students from Canada, students from some other like Romania or something like that, and they all Russia, they all go there. So they tend to be more sociable and very outgoing. They're everywhere, running around, bumping around. I had many women come up, high school women come up to me, 19, 20, asking to take pictures and, hey, what are you doing? Oh, we have this. Do you want to come? No problem. Me personally, wasn't really my cup of tea. Not that they weren't attractive or anything like that, but they tend to be more childlike, giggly and kind of stuff. Whereas me, I was more after the whole sophistication, elegant, variety. So, but I have had friends that delved into that path, and they had nothing but fun and a lot of high praises for them.
Damn, brother, would you say that those kind of Japanese women, um, are they not for long-term relationships? Because if they're very outgoing, it means that they have some sort of Western influence, and we want to avoid women that have Western influences within them. They probably know about feminism. They probably know about all this "I hate men" culture that's being spread across the West. Um, speak on that, brother. Are these young Japanese women susceptible to that Western influence in Japan, or are we, or should we be more concerned about meeting Japanese women in America and the UK?
I would say more concerned about meeting them in our home country, America, UK, etc. However, the virus has slightly leaked in Japan
What?
because you have the international students that go there, and yeah, they started to kind of, like you said, grasp some concepts and the whole Spice girl power movement, that they can they have choices. Because I talked about Japan having a situation where they're very serious. I like you. I want to be with you. Let's go. Where unfortunately now there are some that are, oh well, I'm not sure what I want actually. Even though you're ticking the right boxes, I'm not sure.
Oh God.
And I wouldn't, and I'll explain to you why. I wouldn't normally name any names, which I'm not. But obviously, I know this chat is anonymous, and I'm not gonna say names or whatever. But I left Japan in 2016, and I believe I believe 6 7 months ago, a friend of mine in Japan reached out, foreigner, black, and he told me that he was messing around with a young Japanese 19-year-old university student, and I don't know what happened, but he got, he fell for the cookie, and he got sprung, and long story short, left his family, ended up getting her pregnant, and then the Japanese lady, well, young lady, turned around to him and said, "I don't want to be with you. Um, I don't love you, and I'm gonna be a single mother." Just like that,
What? This can't be real. This cannot be real, brother.
brother.
How old was that your friend, bro?
This was a couple of months ago. Like
How
I
how old
said,
was he? How old
the
was he, bro?
virus is there, and I have never, ever in
How
my life in Japan seen anything or heard of any of such stories.
how
Normally,
old
it's
was
the
he,
other way
bro?
around. Oh,
How
I'm
old was your
pregnant with
friend?
you. Please be with me. Oh, love you, love you.
How old
Whereas
was how
this
old?
one is,
Hold on,
you
bro.
know what?
How old was your friend, brother?
Pardon?
How old was your friend that reached out to you? How old is he?
He was in his 30s, 35.
35, brother. And you telling me his girlfriend just told him, I don't want. So she kept the baby, but she told him that I don't want you to be
Yes.
in the baby's life, brother. Are you serious, bro?
Serious, bro.
Where was he? Was he in Tokyo or
19-year
something?
old.
Where was she
Pardon?
from in Japan?
What was that? Sorry?
Where was she from in Japan? Was it in Tokyo that
Nagoya,
this happened?
where I
What?
was based.
This cannot be real. Damn.
It's just one of those where we had, like, when you have a long contract with someone and then they just tell you the whole story, their whole life story. We're like, wow. I don't know what happened, but that conversation just went deep, and it's just like, hey man, I'm in a messed up place. I lost my family, and I'm like, oh, what happened? And they're like, oh, I met someone, and as soon as I heard 19, I already knew where the Stump story was going.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Just got pregnant. Apparently, it's just when she got pregnant. As soon as she got pregnant, she was like, hey, I don't want to see you. I don't love you. I'm gonna be a single mom. I'm gonna raise them by myself. Thank you.
Did she mention why she
No,
felt
he
that
just
way?
said her reasoning was, I don't love you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just like
Lord
that.
have mercy. What am I hearing right
And
now?
obviously,
That's what I would, that's how, hold on, brother. That's what I would hear in the West. I expect that
right,
from a Western woman, you know?
right. I mean, he did talk about like still trying to communicate with her and at least be there for the child. But the thing is, she's not trying to give him any time all day. And of course, my first question was, didn't you see signs? Like, wasn't there glimpses? And he was just said, no, she just changed up all of a sudden. And then that just sounds like someone I can meet back home. But what I will say is, this is the 0.0000001% that I'll hear stories like this. It's rare. It's a fossil. But then again, you don't want to be that unlucky fossil, do you?
Yeah. No, of course not. That's got me shook right now, bro. That's got me shook right now, bro.
Yeah, mate.
Where did he even meet her? Was she a university student or something? And was he
You know,
a
probably the
professor?
street somewhere. You know, I told you so easy. You know, you're standing outside a food court, a food cart, and you just start talking. Hey, what's up? You know, so easy. Like on my channel, I done a review on this guy called Akoki Got Boss, this Japanese guy, and some of his old videos, and he just loves talking to these high school girls. Loves it. And you can just see him flirting, getting their numbers, touching them, and some of it is a bit raunchy, or you're like, ooh, but a bit of below the belt, but easy. They're just like I said, approachable. They're bubbly, they're happy, and it's just easy. You can, hey, what are you doing? And you just, oh, I'm good. What are you doing today? Nothing. Oh, come to my place. Okay, that's it. That's
Lord
all it
have
takes.
mercy. Hold on,
That's
brother.
all it takes.
I'm actually stunned right now. And brothers, I will open up the phone lines in 10 minutes so you can ask the brother questions. Shout out to the brother. If you have any questions, I'll let you in 10 minutes. So 10 minutes from now, I'll open up the phone lines. But that story shocked me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's the worst news you can get. You got her pregnant and she calls you saying that I don't love you no more. That's some cold-hearted ish right
It
there,
wasn't
bro.
even. It wasn't even cool. It was ignoring him, not replying to his message. He even got an apartment just for her. Because he was having an affair with her, so I guess he was living a double life. He got an apartment. He put her on that apartment, and then she just one day up and left and stopped replying to his messages, his calls. But she knew he was married anyway, so maybe you can argue that I guess she maybe
Ah,
sunk into reality and said, you know what, I'm never gonna have a life with this guy because he has a wife.
a Japanese wife.
Yeah,
Lord, why? Ah, man.
yeah,
Ugh,
hungry
damn.
guy. But yeah, so at the same time, you do want to feel sorry for the brother, but he was living a double life. And it was always the case of, oh, I'm going to leave my wife, which apparently he was doing. He was on that process, but, he was trying to be with her, and then she just stopped returning his calls, just disappeared. And then randomly, I guess, when he flooded her phone too much with voice messages and texts, she said, look, I don't love you. I want to be with you. And this baby I have, I'm going to take care of. Me and my mom are going to raise it. We don't need you.
Lord have mercy. That's exactly what I'd hear from the Keishas in my community over here in the UK. Sounds like he got a Japanese Keisha. He got him a Japanese Keisha, bro.
Nah, the Keisha will probably be begging for child support, bro.
Oh, she
At
don't want
least
no
she
child
said, I don't
support.
need you. I don't need your money. I don't need anything.
Damn. Yo.
Yeah, bro. But
Damn.
again, this is the 0.001% that you'll hear the stories like this. But again, I've been out of Japan for a while, so I don't know how the game is right now. But
Is it
just,
true?
these girls are getting fast, mate.
Yeah. This is sad, man. Is it true that they want a half black, half Japanese baby? That a lot of them fiend for it, they're desperate for it. Is that true? That's what I'm hearing from other brothers. Like it seemed like a badge of honor for them if they have a half black, half Japanese baby. Is that true, bro?
When I was there, 2014, 2016, I lived in Japan for 2 years. Um, the ones that were really, really into black men, actually, no, actually, the ones that were really into foreigners, ones that, always wanted to date a white guy from America or a black guy from America or whatnot, they were, yeah, they were crazy. They'll crave it, they'll worship that whole concept, they'll love it. Love it. It'll just be like, this, you'll be having arguments just because of it. My ex girlfriend just literally tried to beg me just to have a kid with her. And I ain't gonna lie, a couple of times I slipped up, but your bro survived. But yeah, it was it. I'm not gonna say that all of them, but there were a large amount. Specifically, I just wanted a foreign baby, just wanted a baby that was different. I would say
Okay.
that.
Now, let me ask this, brother, as well. Just a couple last questions before I open up the phone lines. So I know you dated a lot of Japanese women. The breakup process, did you normally break up with them or did they break up with you? Because I'm trying to see how fickle they are. Like, did you just take one simple annoyance that they'll end it with you, or did you break up with them for some
Off,
other
off,
reason?
Often they will break up with me
Why is that?
because a lot of the time when I kind of like, I'm not interested, or it's hard because, like I said, it's the whole culture where they get very upset, and they're very lonely, and they get very distraught because, like I told you, it's like a false hope. When they meet you, you're like, wow, you saved me. I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna have kids with you. We're gonna have a family. And then to turn around and say, oh no, you know what? I don't really fancy it. It's just, where do you go from there? Back to your boring life in your tiny apartment in your futon, you know. So a lot of the time with me, I'll just go cold on them. If I do want to break up or want to see them less, I'll just go cold. I won't reply to the messages. Kind of similar to what happened to my friend, my foreign friend, with a 19-year-old. I'll just go because that's just how you do things in Japan. It's not really, you try to avoid confrontation. So I'll just go cold on him, and then I'll just get a text like, oh, well, um, I hope everything goes well when you're staying in Japan or some stuff. And then I'll know it's over from there. But every now and then, if I am into someone, but I just didn't show them enough attention, then I'll get that odd text like, oh, I've met someone, or I'm gonna be moving, because they're very drastic as well. Oh, I'm gonna be moving back with my parents, and then that's basically telling you that they're gonna try and do their life. But the kicker is, all it takes is a simple text. All it takes is a simple phone call, and then they'll come running back if you have established that communication. I go back to, so at times it's kind of like a cry for help. Oh, well, I'm gonna move back with my parents, and they're begging and waiting for you to say, hey, no, stay in the city. I want to see you, or I want to see more of you, or let's try and do this differently. And if you don't say, and again, they're very proud, they will go back to their parents. They will go to a different path, even though they don't want to, but they've already said it, and they wanna walk the walk. But they are waiting for you to kind of bring them back to the team. So it's one of those ones. You can get it if you build that communication, but at times they're very proud and will go and pursue elsewhere to keep things.
Especially if they spent time in the West as well. Especially if
Hmm.
they spent some time in UK and America and seen how disgusting these Western women move, and they copy their mannerisms and bring it to Japan. So brothers
Right.
must be careful. It's not all roses out there in Japan, although they love brothers. After the stream, I'm a bit. I'm actually leaning towards Team Latina recently because I don't know about these Japanese chicks anymore. To be honest, man, they seem like there's I know they're feminine, submissive, but there's an underlayer there that brothers got to be careful in. You want to be with a woman that tells you how she feels and not keeps it in. You want to be with a woman that's not fickle. So if all it takes is one argument or one simple mistake that can be uh, rected, and she just dumps you over for that you gotta be careful with that, man. And for hearing what the brother says that they're the ones who dumped him frequently, and I bet it was over a dumb argument, right? Wouldn't you say so? Travel, like, you know,
Can be.
I didn't call you the other day, or you argued over something stupid. Um, what would you even argue about with a Japanese chick, man?
Um, uh, Canceling a date. Um, argue about uh, canceling a day. Argue about not being home. Argue about always going out because they're very jealous. That's something I didn't actually say. They're very jealous. Like I said, they want to lock you up, throw away the key. So 99% of my arguments was me going out too much. I drink too much. I party too much. And what was my excuse was, I'm just visiting, and I can't be locked up. I have work. I need to de-stress. But they'll just like de-stress with me. Like they'll try, and I guess they'll be try and be very clingy with you. Because again, they're not stupid. They know everyone wants you. And they want to be the prize, also. And they know they'll be the prize if they're with you. They're with their foreign boyfriend. So a lot of the time it's just jealousy. You're not you're not answering the phone in front of them. You're always leaving the phone locked. Little things, always going out. So a lot of the time it just be jealousy arguments.
And then she can just dump you over some sort of miscommunication. I'd be very
I
careful around. Oh, go on, bro.
I want to say dump, but they will yeah, they'll have a hissy fit, and it's easy for you to fix that. Like, but at times they can do stuff when they're in that mode. Like I said, when I got a situation where the woman was waiting for her boyfriend that she was angry at to fall asleep so she could she could sneak out and come to see me.
Yep. Crazy. I got one more question for you, brother, before I open up the phone lines. Shout out to Ian Bins for the $4.99 super chat. Big to the UK Mandem. Respect IP and the guest man's rule. Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother. Shout out to my
Respect, brother.
American brother, giving the UK brothers props. It's about time we got props.
Real talk,
um,
man. Way
shout out to
overdue.
Shout out to Ian Benz for the $4.99 super chat again. IP, stop putting these chicks on the pedestal. Remember, side chicks, please. Yeah, I told you I've changed. Uh, if I get into a relationship again this year, which I will do, I'm gonna have side chicks as well. And wouldn't you agree, Travel Shortcuts? Should we have side chicks even though we have a main chick? Do you agree with that, bro?
Uh, I believe we can't be selfish in our love and emotion. We need to share ourselves with the world, express ourselves. As they say in Thailand, oh, you're a butterfly. We need to spread our seeds around.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for that, brother. What was my last question? What was it? What was it? It'll come back to me later on. I've lost it. I want to say a huge thank you to the brother Travel Shortcuts for giving us intel so far. Brothers, when you call in, please be respectful to the guest, or it will result in a ban. We treat all our guests with respect on my platform. Any rudeness, any calling him a liar, blah blah blah. This brother has shown me receipts. He's not a liar, so I know what he's speaking about is a hardcore truth. There's no cap on my channel. So I appreciate you, brother. Before I will put up the phone lines, brothers, if you're not part of the Facebook group, you're missing out. Um, Join the Facebook group, brothers. There it is. Request to join the Facebook group. A lot of high value male discussion. We want to see intellectual brothers join that group. I'm also on Twitter as well, brothers. Follow me on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter. Retweet my tweets, like my tweets. That will help push out the movement even further. So here's my Twitter, brothers. Um, I'm also on Instagram as well, brothers. So if you want to speak to me over the phone, one to one, it's better if you do it through Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. Hey, IP, can I speak with you? And let's get a conversation cracking. There's my Instagram, brothers. And last but not least, brothers, I'm also on the Cash App 24/7. If you have enjoyed the stream, if you love my channel and the intel it gives you to prepare when you travel all around the world, feel free to send a donation via the Cash App. That'd be greatly appreciated, brothers. So I will now open up the phone lines and
Just
hopefully,
quickly, brother, can I
yeah,
just draw something in terms of the whole cap? Again, this ain't a guy in his mother's basement talking about fantasy stories. Do you know what I mean? Final Fantasy 9. I have got a YouTube channel, Travel Shortcuts. I have my Japanese videos there. And if you want to know my personality, I have my Colombian playlist that's done successfully well, and my Dominican Republic playlist. So you'll see how I interact with the women, how I am, and then you'll say, okay, this guy's the real deal. There you go.
thanks for that, brother. We'll get you on my channel a lot more frequently as well, brother. You dropped some great game regarding Japan. Lovely seeing UK brothers travel. Shout out to the brother Travel Shortcuts. So, brothers,
Respect.
call it. Keep it very respectful, please. And ask the questions that you want to ask, man. But of course, keep it PG. No swearing. You know the rules, brothers. And you know, avoid mentioning other people's channels due to legal reasons. I don't want no defamation suit. I've seen that happen to other channels. So let's keep it all about us, what we do, and forget about what other people say about us. Let's keep it about us, brothers, okay? Of course, be respectful to each other and our guest, and let's get this live stream cracking. Let me pin this link to the top of the live stream chat real quick. Great stream, brothers. Hit the cash apps, brothers. Hit the super chat, brothers. If you're enjoying this live stream, support this channel, man. Support the channel. That'd be great, brothers. Larry, call in. You were about that smoke earlier on, so you better call in, brother. Saying that Japanese women don't check for brothers, they hate brothers. I don't know. I don't believe you, bro. So if you don't call in within the next 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna permanently ban you because you come off as a troll, bro. Jay Takashi, I see you, bro. Shall I bring you in? Give me a thumbs up. Let me bring in Jay Takashi. Happy New Year, Jay Takashi. How you doing, brother?
Happy New Year, brother IP, man. Love hearing from you. And love, like I said, love seeing you doing well, my man. And
Same to you.
and also, no, no,
Go on,
no,
bro.
go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. No, go ahead.
No,
Say what you're gonna say.
no,
I'm
no, no.
sorry.
No, carry on, brother. Carry on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I want to address that troll for a second. Listen, man, how would you know anything about Asian women if you just freaking just hear what you hear because you sound like like I said, you sound like an idiot. Stop that. Stop. You don't know anything unless you've actually been there or you've actually dated one in actually America, which I did, and they are amazing. And I'll be married to one probably in 5 years. So I don't. So you can pick the modern day woman and suffer for all I care. For my bad for all of us who care because we don't care about you. We care about self relationships and we care about being with feminine women and literally being in peace. So yeah, you can wallow in misery and oppression. We'll be having drinking teas. So
Respect.
whatever. Exactly. So get out of here. Or I'll make you
Exactly.
stay out. But to my man here, if you had to grade your experience, being an English teacher in Japan, how would you rate the experience with the woman? Would you rate it like on a scale? If you had to put on a scale, like 1 out of 10, how would you rate it?
Are you asking me to compare my experiences teaching English with my experiences with the women over there?
Yes.
Okay. I would say women bloody 20 and teaching it's 7 because it was a job. It was still a job, even though it was very low hours, a lot of freedom, a lot of respect. It was still a job. It was still getting up in the morning and giving it the grind. although it went really well on smashing, that my employer was happy to asked me and pleaded with me to extend my contract. And even when I was leaving, he tried to convince me to stay. It just still felt like a job, and you still had to balance work life relationships. Whereas with the women, it was just escapism. It was Disneyland 2.0 running on beta. But yeah, it's the women, mate. Bloody hell.
All right, got you. I guess my second question for you: would you say that you learned a lot being over there, and did it help cultivate you to shape you to be very different than the person you were when you first started?
Very, very. On my channel, I actually have a video titled "Five Things I Learned About I Learned While Living in Japan." It's just different. They're very welcoming. One the safest country I've ever lived in. I've been to over 25 countries, 26 actually, and very safe. There was times where I didn't even lock my front door, even though I had an apartment. Never even locked my front door loads of times. Never had to worry about something being stolen or robbery or corrupt police that unfortunately us brothers go through in the West, America, even in England at times. It's just carefree. They're very approachable. They just have a different mindset, ideology altogether that the world can learn from.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, my man. I'm glad you spent the time you spent over there. And like I said, I'm glad it's made you a better person. And you see things very differently now than when you were when you first came in. So I
Right,
appreciate
right.
I appreciate that experience you experienced, my man.
Right, and I
I
and I appreciate you, sir, because I don't want to sound like a sleaze bag in terms of the whole women stuff. Of course, this focuses. A lot of people want that knowledge and information, but I was doing all sorts, mate. There's Mount Fuji out there. I was going to all the temples. I was doing all the excursions, everything. You can really get mixed in the whole Japanese life. I had really good friends. One of my good friends was a Japanese police officer. I was friends with a famous rock star in Japan.
Okay.
I had a lot of business friends. My whole experience was a movie. But obviously, we're just talking about the women per se specifically. But you
Right.
can do so much to do and see in Japan for sure.
And I pay before I'll say this one last thing, and you can turn to someone else. But that's one of the reasons I literally made a video with the brothers of why I love Asian culture so much. And I literally went down the list with a brother who was in China, and we sat down and we literally talked about it on my channel. We literally sat down and he told me there are things that you would be surprised that you would love. But one of the things I love about their culture, specifically at least Japan, to me the women are a byproduct. Oh, there, hear me? That's a bonus. What they
Right.
actually have there, like, are stuff that I want to see. Stuff I want to see. I like to go to the Shinto shrines. I want to do all those things.
Exactly.
Literally, I'd actually look forward to White Day. Where
Bro.
you actually, yeah, with your girlfriend over there, where you actually, so IP to give you an example, White Day is actually it's the Valentine's Day for men, where
They
men
give you
actually get the
chocolates.
presents.
Yep.
They give you chocolates back.
Yeah.
You don't have to give them something. You get
No,
something back.
they give
So,
you more than chocolate, but go on.
mm-hmm. Yeah. We can't talk about that. This is IP channel. I know what you
Yeah.
mean now. Yeah, they give you more than chocolate, my brother. But trust me, it's something that you'll want to do. If you follow anime to the team, you know all the holidays and
Exactly.
things. Trust me, I'm such a freak when it comes to some of this stuff because I'm
Right.
a genius.
No,
But
no, no,
but
no.
thank you,
Honestly,
brother. Appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
man.
nah,
Thank you,
definitely,
Jason
Appreciate
man.
Marshall.
that.
You touched on a lot of stuff. This is what I mean, like White Day and things like that. They have loads of stuff. They have a Golden Week where everyone goes out, family days, cherry blossoms. Everyone sits out, have picnics. So much to see and do. And you just really get lost in it. And then sometimes when we look at our where we're from and our traditions and stuff, there's a bit of emptiness. There's a bit of we're just going with the flow. Whereas back then, you can see the pride, you can see what it means to them, and they really make you feel well at home. Sometimes I thought I was Japanese. I wasn't treated as just he's just a foreigner. I was made to feel like part of the family. I was made to feel like I belong there. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that, brothers. Let me ask this question, Travel. Um, did you know that the women were going to treat you so well in Japan when you actually made that trip there, or decided to go to Japan to teach there? Did you expect them, or you just went out there just to work and get out of the UK? Did anyone tell you that you have a great experience with the woman there in Japan, or no?
I did by GS350 JPN, YouTube guy. Like I said, is my mentor in terms of my Japanese mentor. American guy, military based, former vet, moved to Japan and just lived his best life and shared his videos with the world. And watching his videos, he's famous for a segment he done on his channel. It's "Do you love black men?" And I even done a documentary about him on my channel. "Do you love black men?" And this is a concept where he went around approaching beautiful Japanese women for the most part and asking them, "Do you love black men?" A lot of at first glance, you can see, oh well, he's just trying to get a reaction, views, whatnot. But there was something more significant about this question. And one day he broke off, well, several videos he broke it down to. He was trying to show black men that you're appreciated and you're loved, not just in your home country, but outside of your home country. So he wasn't just going up to these women and saying, "Do you love black men?" But even 100% of them replied yes. He will ask them why. And then they will tell him, "Oh, I love black music. I love jazz. I love, black people, they're so cool. Or I like their hair." And these are things that I was like, really? Because sometimes in mainstream media, thanks to their propaganda, they tell you that almost you're grateful to be where you are. Like, this is the best you're ever gonna get. They don't tell you that you can go somewhere else and be loved and be appreciated and be treated much better than you would back home. So when I watched this brother, GS350 JPN, I was like in awe with them, like everything behind his motivation for getting people to travel, and that's what he wanted. He wanted people to, like-minded brothers, to travel, see the world, and interact with Japanese women, and even engage in relationships and build a family. He gave us options, and that's something that we're lacking a lot of the time. And he forcefully he's forcefully reenacted this movement of getting rid of what you have and giving everything up and taking a leap of faith. And at times, traveling is a hard thing to do. Believe me, mate. I started traveling by myself, and it wasn't a plan. I was supposed to be traveling with friends, but a lot of the guys, they couldn't make it. They had issues. They complained, and then I got to the point where I was missing dates, and I was just thinking to myself, if I'm not going to travel now, I'm never going to do it. And sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith, give up what you have, and sometimes you have to close some doors to open new doors.
Yeah, it's all about. I think brothers need to prioritize happiness. In 2022,
Right.
get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, America, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, very comfortable Western countries. But are you truly happy with your situation? You can have all this money, a great job, but you're missing a void in your life where you're being loved. You're invisible. You're just another speck of dust like everyone else. You want to go to a place where you're the center of attention. You're loved. Every day it's an adventure for you. You only have one life. You're only young once. So think about it very well, brothers. Think about it very well. Before I bring in another caller, another question for you, brother, is if a Japanese woman says to you that "I like your hair," does that mean that she likes you, or there's something there? You can pursue something there. It's always a hair part. "I like your hair." Did you experience that in Japan, bro?
Uh, well, older women came up to me and said that. A younger woman also came up to me and said that. And it was just something different, Again, 99% Japanese. To see someone that looks completely different. And it's the whole curiosity, uh, awe factor, like, oh wow, I've never seen this before. And again, and you're way ahead because you look different. I remember I, back in my days in 2009, 2012, it wasn't cool to have big lips. It wasn't cool to have a curvy body, big ass. But now it's in fashion.
Mm.
Now everyone's getting the lip fillers. Everyone wants the fake booty. Everyone wants the Kim Kardashian Barbie look. And it's just how it's evolved. People want people want something that are not too accustomed for or accustomed to. And then when I was out there, it was like, oh, okay, but you look different. It's just they gravitate towards you. It's like I said to you before. It's like that magnetic appeal, that magnetic reaction, because you're different. They're used to seeing everyone with the same hair. They're used to seeing everyone with the same complexion. And then when someone comes along and it's completely different, then you automatically have the spotlight and you have the advantage. And at times it's easy to clean up. Of course, if you do want to go back, clean up and, secure the bag. But, at times it's just, for me, it's all about the mindset as well. I can see, I've been traveling I went to Thailand with my younger brother, and then everyone was staring at us, and he got very defensive because he's not used to traveling. He's like, "Oh, why is everyone staring at us? Oh, it's because we're black." And then I had to tell him, "No, bro, you're different.
Mm.
They're not used to seeing you. They want to talk to you. They want to interact with you, but they don't know how, so they stare." And then he was like, "Really?" And it's not until people started, because this is when he first got to the airport. It's not until people started talking to him, asking him questions, and in Thailand they're very touchy, very touchy. So they'll be touching you, your body, your hair, your everything. So he was like, "Wow, you're right. They love us out here." And I'm like, "There you go." So sometimes it's how you view it, but at the same time, you do need to go there with an open mind. And I will say this: 99.9%, in terms of my personal opinion, no racism, no hatred. It was sheer curiosity and natural urge to want to be near you and gravitate towards you because you're uniquely different and at the same time appealing to them.
Okay, thank you, brother. Audemars Chizzy, turn your camera off. I see you, brother. Casual observer, turn your camera on just so I know you're not a troll, brother. Before I bring you in later on, let me bring in Audemars Chizzy. What's up, Audemars
What's
Chizzy?
up? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, brother. How are you?
Happy New Year, brother.
I'm doing fine. I want to ask you a question.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Go
definitely.
ahead.
Do you guys hear about this YouTuber named Zoom to Thailand?
Oh yeah, he's loving
Yeah.
his life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Famous Hollywood
he
star.
showed us his wife, his girlfriend. Says the girl cooks for him. The girl do all kind of stuff for him, doing all
Yeah.
that stuff, man. That's one question I really need to answer, man.
Okay,
Really
thanks, bro.
submissive,
You
man.
got some background noise, some dog barking, brother. Do you mind sorting that
My
out for
bad,
us,
my
bro?
bad.
All right.
I tried to
I
keeping them
can
shut.
answer that. I lived in Thailand for a year. I can answer you. I can answer that.
Okay, go on, bro.
My bad, bro.
100% yes. You know, cook, clean, similar to Japan, but I think Thailand even more. Everything's on the man. Every single thing's on the man. And it's it's weird because if you go to like obviously the Bangkoks, the Pattayas, the Phukets, it's a tourist boom. So you're gonna get a lot of the people from the villages um, that specifically migrate to these areas to solely to make money. So that's why sometimes you hear the horror stories of women marrying foreigners and then divorcing them and then keeping everything and etc. But I believe 90% of Thai women, they're very domesticated. It's cleaning, it's cooking, it's looking after the man, especially when you have one that really loves you. You know, and sometimes you just have to balance it. Of course, if you just met her in Pattaya or in Bangkok in Khao San Road or Nana Plaza, and you have to be extra careful because these are the kind of go-go bar scenes. But if you're meeting them in the normal streets, in the normal provinces outside of the whole go red light district areas, then I would say that 99.9% are genuine. And you don't have to argue about cooking, cleaning, none of that. It's just automatic to them. When I was living there, I had the tricky part is getting them to leave. I had a girlfriend, well, not even a girlfriend, just someone that I met in a club once. I was in Salin in Thailand when I used to live there. It's like a small province near, a bit just below Chiang Mai, and I met her in a club. She stayed over my house, and then I was going to work, and then she was just there, in the bed, and I was like, okay, you don't have anywhere to go. But I was easy going them days, so I was like, whatever. And then I'll come home, and then I'll see that she's cooked and cleaned my whole place, washed my clothes, and I was like, for real? And she's like, yeah. Like, why are you so surprised? And this is just completely different. I've never seen anything like that. So Zoom to Thailand is 110% spot on.
Did you
But
teach
you do
English
have
in
to be
Japan?
careful of the red light district areas. Yeah.
Did you teach English in Japan, brother? I'm guessing.
Pardon?
Did you teach English in Thailand? Sorry.
Yeah, I was teaching English in Thailand. I first got my job in Thailand when I signed up to the first website. It was like a Facebook for teaching English teachers, and they recruited me, and I went there for 1 year, and then I
Where was
went
that?
back to England, and then I got the Japan job after.
Where was that in Thailand, bro?
It was in Salin. So it
Salin.
was like a northeast province. It's famous for the elephant festival. It's spelled Surin, but they pronounce it the R with an L. That's what they do. So it's Salin, Surin, and it's near Buriram, which is the number one football team, as Americans say, soccer team in Thailand. Buriram. It was near there, and that's near there, that province. So it was like a small province, and at the same time, it was very blissful because I recall times where I'll just be walking on the street, and then guys would just come up to me and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like this old guy one day came up to me in the middle of the street when I was trying to go 7-Eleven to get some essentials. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Going to 7-Eleven." "Oh, no, you come to my house." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, my wife, she cooked for you." And just like that, I was like, okay. And, Thai people, they're very forceful. So he literally just grabbed my arm, dragged me to his house, met his whole family, sat down and had some small talk. And then his wife just whipped up a dish and we had a great meal. And how many times does that happen where you live
Nope.
in your home country?
Never.
Sometimes we don't even know what the neighbor's front door looks like. Let alone, do you know what I mean? Let alone welcome that. And it's just like you travel thousands of miles away to a different country and you have strangers coming up to you and inviting you into their home. And when I went to the Dominican Republic last year, same thing happened. There's a video on my channel of me and some random family guy's house doing Michael Jackson moves and dancing and stuff like that with them. And it's just, just met a guy on the street. "Hey, we're going to have a party. Come along." Okay, there you go. Same thing in the Philippines. When I went there for Christmas a couple of years ago, "Hey, we have a Christmas party. Come along. We're going to sing karaoke music. Do you sing?" "No." "Come on, come anyway." You just get lost in the madness. But to answer the gentleman's question, Zoom to Thailand is 110% correct.
All right,
They
thanks for that,
are
brother.
spot on as housewives.
Thank you for that, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Casual Observer. He's been very patient. What's up, Casual Observer? Happy New Year, brother.
Hey, what's up? Peace to you and peace to the guests of the panel.
Thank you, sir,
bro.
Honorable. Cheers.
Hey, so I came on the panel actually to address the "they don't like black men" rhetoric, and also to ask a question to the guest.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Go on, bro.
All right. So I noticed that you referenced that some of your peers encountered issues with trap babies, women cheating, and just women not behaving like high quality women. How much of that would you attribute to the social patterns of the men that got caught up? In my experience abroad, I've seen black men dressing, grooming, etc., in such a way that they encourage the same kind of low class women as we have here. So like when I was in Japan, I was looking at guys who were like in their 40s and like 30s dressed like children. They didn't know how to dress like age appropriate for their tops or their shoes or even how they did their hair. And obviously, the kinds of women they were dealing with were going to be different from the kinds of women like a German dude or like a Swiss guy was going to be dealing with in Japan. So I wanted to know, like, was it that kind of deal? Because in my experience, I found that a lot of our issues could be like mitigated or avoided altogether if we just carried ourselves in a way that didn't attract the same kind of women there as we do here.
Excellent question, and I'll have to agree with you, mate. Like I think earlier on in this discussion, I did say we have our own personal responsibility to conduct ourselves in a reasonable, mature way, because we're going to be judged. Like I referenced me being I believe to be the first black teacher that ever taught in that international school. So I knew I had to carry myself in a dignified manner to pave the way for the others. So I will have to agree with you in that sense of, our mannerism, how we conduct ourselves, not just be ransacking the place, so to speak. However, I can't just say it's how we dress. Of course, if you go to a well-established wine testing event, then of course you're going to be dressed in a certain sophisticated way. But if you're just going to a nightclub, with all the other women dressed all scampy and tartish, then you're going to be dressed in another way. So I guess it just goes back to the event, the occasion, what's the condition, and what you're looking for. You're looking for someone elegant, sophisticated, and you gotta go to somewhere else. But if you're just looking for a lay or whatnot, then you're not really gonna make an effort. You're just gonna put on some sneakers, some baggy tops, or pants, sacking, and just go to these bars or these kind of foreign hunter places like the Hub. Did you go to the Hub?
Yeah, I
when
went
you were in
to
Japan?
I went to a nightclub called I think I went to Warp once, Warp in Tokyo,
Right.
but I was only in Tokyo for I think it was like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
Right.
pretty good.
Right.
It was pretty good. My question wasn't necessarily that black men should be walking around dressed like a Kevin Samuels or go over the top or dress excessively. It's just I've noticed that within our community we have we have a general issue with men not being able to dress age appropriate. So I'm not saying that men should be walking around in like dress shirts or like a business attire all the time, but just avoiding some of the general pitfalls we have because even like when you look at like a German or like a Swiss or like an Arab man in his early 20s, people are very informal these days. But there's a difference between how informal the informal dress code is practiced by us versus the way it's practiced by others. And I feel as though sometimes we invite a lot of the issues that we experience just by bringing some of the same mentality that we have here to places like Japan.
It's weird. I have to agree and disagree with you. My 2 years in Japan, in terms of dressing age appropriate, I agree with you in the sense of I did see a lot of black guys, black Americans, black Europeans dressed in I guess like they're in a rap video, a hip hop video shoot. However, they were trying to get the young Japanese women that I don't want to see a guy walking around in a business suit. So again, that's why I said it goes back to what you're looking for. If you're looking for someone elegant, then you're going to dress more elegant, more sophisticated, and you're going to go to those type settings. But if you're trying to get a lovely, pretty 19 or 20-year-old Japanese spinner, then you're going to dress in an attire that they're accustomed to, that they're familiar with. You're going to dress like their favorite American artist or whatnot. So I did see a lot of black brothers dressed, working in great jobs, high end in great earning great money, even managing businesses in Japan, and they dress completely different than the others that you'll see in the hub, which is a famous franchise all across Japan that's famous for their gaijin hunters, the Japanese women who specifically go and after foreign men. That's why I asked you if you've been to the hub, because I wanted to see if you kind of got what I'm coming from in terms of these men, because you'll see a lot of these guys don't make an effort, dress how they want. But I was fortunate to mingle with the high end crowd. You know,
I
I've
went
went to
to
events and engagements in the Marriott Hotel, you know, in restaurants where they have no price because it's frowned upon to ask for the price, and if you ask for a price, you shouldn't even be in that setting. So for me, I agree with you, but at the same time, I believe that they said it all comes down to what's your agenda. Are you after someone sophisticated, someone that looks like this, or you're after a young lady that you can kind of spark something up and have a little thrill time with?
I agree with you 100%. My question was more towards a lot of the time we as black people just generally speaking tend to think in very binary kind of in a very binary kind of way. So when I spoke about dressing appropriately, I wasn't necessarily saying that we want to see I want to see black men walk around in like polo shirts and like button downs and all that. Is just there's certain issues that we have where even when we're dressed down, other people are dressed down too. But there's a very particular issue that we have where you'll see like a 30-year-old man dressing or even a 40-year-old man dressing like he's 15, and it's not necessarily that he's dressing for swag in order to get younger women. It's more that he's dressing inappropriately, but even if it is age appropriate, then it's kind of done in a manner that's kind of distasteful. Like I wouldn't go to a place like Japan and like have myself tatted up and be super swagged out with the dreads and all that. For myself, like I'm an engineer by trade, but I know how to kind of straddle the line.
Right.
When I'm casual, I still kind of go about it a certain kind of way.
You're right. You're right in the sense of like you see the German, you see the Swiss, and see how they dress compared to the majority of the black demographics, how they dress in Japan. You're right about that, especially in Tokyo. You're right about that. However, a lot of them, they are attracted. They don't want you to look Japanese. I think you mentioned dressing well groomed, you know, a good attire, similar to the Japanese. They're not really interested in Japanese men. They're interested in foreigners, and they want to see what you bring to the table in terms of your culture, your dress sense, how you speak, how you intertwine your communication, what you have to bring to the table. So a lot of these guys, they feel like they can be themselves. They don't have to dress like a Japanese businessman, because if they wanted a Japanese businessman, they will marry a Japanese businessman, or they stay happily married, as opposed to have all these affairs left, right, and center. And it comes, I find it how you say this, because again, I agree and I disagree with you. I remember when I was once in a hub and I bumped into a American gent, very dressed really well. He was working. He had a senior position in I think it was a car dealership in Japan, and he was telling me like, don't change. He said Japanese society, after a while, if you live here for so long, you become Japanese. You start following to the similar behavior patterns that they follow, and your mind will start getting polluted, and you will no longer think and act like a foreigner, but you'll actually start acting like think and feel and start acting like you're Japanese, a Nihonjin. And he was telling me never change. Never change. And I didn't understand that at first. But then when I was started to work and I started to live in Japan and just carry out my daily life cycles, my routines, I started acting differently. I just sometimes caught myself doing certain things that Japanese people will do. And I will have to say that, I mean, this is kind of digressing from your question, but I will say that a little bit of my happiness started withering away, started going away. You know, it
Why
was
was that?
weird. It just, I don't know. It's very robotic. You know, you start over, like, you're not really yourself anymore. You just, I mean, one thing is respecting someone's culture, abiding by their cultural norms, traditions, etc. But another thing is losing your identity and who you are. And I think some of these foreigners that go to Japan, especially the black individuals, they try to cling on of what they have. And it's, I guess, part of them. And the great thing about Japan is you don't have to change for them to accept you. You don't have to dress like a Japanese guy or talk like a Japanese guy for them to love or appreciate you or make you feel welcomed. And that's why I guess so many of them go out there and act like as though they were back in their home country.
Because you're a foreigner, they know that you're different, come from a different culture. So you have some leeway, some exceptions that they let you slide that they wouldn't allow a normal Japanese person to slide, right?
Right.
Okay.
I think a lot of the time, when you look at, we have the same dynamic kind of as well too in Canada, the UK, and the US, where we do have a lot of influence on the culture, and a lot of people do appreciate some of the influences we have through hip hop and through pop culture. Is just my question was more towards like not necessarily steering black men in the direction of dressing like the Japanese or dressing over the top. It was more to point out that we do have an issue with a certain kind of presentation and negative black image. And I don't want black men to not be authentic to themselves, but I think black men would be better served not occupying the same social role that they do in North America, that they within many within countries like a Japan and Taiwan, where we don't, there's not nearly as many of us. And I think a lot of the time we as black men fail to delineate between like the entertainment value, the novelty value, the fetish value we bring versus our potential as men in kind of occupying the same social role as far as this team goes with the German, Swiss, or Arab men, if I may put it like that.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, casual observer. Great point there, brother.
But I agree with him what he's saying, but I feel like he's equating everything to dress code. Because I met a lot of black individuals doing great things in Japan. They don't necessarily walked around with a suit every day.
Oh no, it's not this. It's not the suit that's too literal in interpretation. Is just a lot of the time when it's the general presentation. It's not black men dressing like children, or a lot of people are very casual these days.
Right.
But there's a difference between how black men do casual and how everybody else does it. And most often, the black man tends to be the odd man out in his presentation. So although if you choose a random sample size of men who are 25 to 30 in North America, the black men are going to be kind of the odd man out versus the Chinese, Indian, young kind of hip guy. It's going to be different. So it's not necessarily about walking around with a suit or a golf shirt all the time. It's just black men are they're a lot of the time they're the odd man out, but they're unable to perceive they're the odd man out. And sometimes they also conflate novelty and fetishism with an esteem that other men with esteem that other men have by virtue of being kind of seen as a more kind of authoritative figure. That's more what I wanted to touch on. And I feel so by not understanding this or by conflating this, it leaves black men very vulnerable to the same kinds of issues abroad as they do have here. Because truth be told, a lot of the time when black men are dealing with these women, they're not dealing with the same kind of women as say a Swiss guy is going to be dealing with in Japan, just as a matter of fact.
Yep. Thanks for that, casual observer. Much appreciated, bro. You made some good points there.
Yeah,
Brothers, if you have any hold on, travel shortcuts. Brothers, if you have any questions, call in right now. Or there's still time, call in. If you don't want to call in, you must cash up or super chat your questions. But I advise you to call in. There's a lot of space in our panel. Call in if you have any questions. I have a couple questions for our guests real quick, but hold on, brother. Shout out to sorry, man. Shout out to Chaos Media for the $10 super chat. This show has to continue, IP. Too many bros are still in the USA with no passport. They don't have a clue. They really don't. I was speaking with Travel the other day. Brothers in the UK don't have a clue as to how they'll be treated worldwide. Like, they only think about UK women, UK women. They're spending all their money on horrible women who don't respect them. When you go abroad, the dynamic's different. Even in Canada, in Vancouver, do you know how loved UK brothers are out there in Vancouver? I spoke
Facts.
to another UK brother, right? He's living a great life in Vancouver, amongst women of all races. I'm not sure if Travel's been to Vancouver before, but my intel on Vancouver is solid. So brothers, get your passport, man. Appreciate you, Chaos Media. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Intellect for the $20 super chat. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Just coming in, so I have to catch the full video later. But it seems like I really need to visit Asia, Japan in particular. I'm Team Latina, but Asian women have surpassed and blown by WW for me. I agree as well. I agree as well. I remember back in the day, for me, it was BWs, then it was WWs, then it was LWs, Latina women, then it was AWs. Now it's BWs, foreign BWs, mixed race women, then AWs, Asian women, then we have Latina women, then WWs, white women at the end. That's how it is now. It's changed, don't you? Well, what would you rank the rankings for you, Travel Shortcuts? I'm interested in terms of the racial woman that you prefer.
Southeast Asian women, Philippines, Thailand. I've said it before, and zoom to Thailand. Spot on. He has a video. It says Thai women versus Filipino, Thai versus Thailand versus Philippines. There you go. That's my top two. Yeah,
Okay,
they blow everyone else out of the park for me.
Can you rank the races of women though, like from 1 to 5? So number 1 is Southeast Asian woman. What's number 2?
All right, number 1 Thailand. Number 2 Philippines. Number 3, I want to say this, but I don't want to say this because I don't want to ruin the hidden gem. But it's Cambodia. Cambodia. Oh my God. Undiscovered land, pretty much. A lot of people, it's still sleeping on a lot of people's radar. That's why I don't like to talk too much about that place, because I don't want it to turn into another Thailand where everyone just goes and all the prices get jacked up and you can't even invest or do any business there. But Cambodia, so Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia. 4th will probably be Japan, because I'm biased. But it should really be the Korea, because they have better looking women. But when I went to Korea, I was bloody hell. But then you can say that, a lot of plastic surgery and etc. But I'm biased by trade, so I'll say Korea. And number 5, Colombia. There you go.
Okay, thank you, brother. We need to get you on here to speak about, again, Cambodia and South Korea, bro. Okay, brother? Get back on the channel. Especially Cambodia.
I don't want to give it away. I'm giving too much, man. Too much.
Yeah. South Korea
and Cambodia is half the price of Thailand. Last time I was there, they had like a pint and a half for 50 cents. It's crazy, man. Everything's so cheap. You can easily do business there. The women are gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous, but obviously the poverty, you're talking about a country that went through genocide and lost nearly half of their population. So, it's just a country that's slowly rebuilding. Hidden gem.
We'll get you back on the channel again to speak about that, brother. And South Korean woman better looking than Japanese woman. Interesting, brother. Very interesting. The brothers 100%. In the live stream chat agree with that.
Yeah,
brothers,
I'll say ask any Japanese guy. They'll tell you the truth. Ask any Japanese guy that you see which women is better, Japanese or Korean. They'll tell you.
Damn, maybe I need to expose myself more to Korean women. That's crazy, bro. I always thought it was Japanese women first, Korean women, then Chinese women.
That's what I thought.
You're saying Korean women are that good looking. I've got to see what's popping over there. But I know a lot of plastic surgery, so you see a dime Korean woman, that's not a real face. You got to be careful with that, brothers.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this, brother. Cedric the Hook, can you turn your camera on in the background, please, just so I know you're not a troll? While you do that, move your camera down. Oh no, this troll, get out of here, man. All right, so let me ask you this question, brother. Business. I know you touched upon business earlier on in the stream, but apart from the Japanese women there, can you speak about the opportunities that are there for black men to thrive, make millions, become business owners, work very, very good jobs? Is that a possibility for brothers in terms of that business area? And will we be embraced and welcomed there in Japan? Speak on that, brother.
A lot of business opportunities. I can only go with what I've seen, and what I've seen. I don't like to say what I've heard because anyone can hear about something, but what I've seen, I saw a lot of brothers. Funny enough, a lot of African brothers setting up stores. They set up clothing stores, restaurants, and nightclubs. In Japan, it's weird. Instead of a long street of bars and nightclubs, they have these little bars and clubs in apartment blocks. So you have like a level 4, and then it has like 3 or 4 clubs. You have a level 5, and there's another 6 or 7 sprinkled around. It's weird, and I saw a lot of African brothers dominating that scene. They set up a lot of clothing stores, a lot of nightclubs, bars, really doing well. I met 1 or 2 American brothers trading in the Japanese stock market, and they seem to be doing really well over there. At the same time, they've done really well. I knew one of my, well, not new. I know one of my good African mature friends. He exports. He does imports and exports. So he buys a lot of Japanese trucks and lorries and stuff, and then he ships them to Nigeria. And he was hugely successful with that. And his nickname in Nagoya was the Millionaire. Everywhere he went, he was the Millionaire. Everyone just called him the Millionaire because he usually walked around with 10,000 on him. So, he had the money and he was doing really well. Another African guy, doing positive black brother, doing good stuff. And I believe he employed a lot of people as well. He was giving a lot of people opportunities. But yeah, man, I bumped into a lot of guys doing good stuff. Some people are a bit secretive. They don't want to give too much out. But I did see a lot of positive brothers. And like I said to the guy that called in and asked that eloquent question, obviously we have to agree to disagree. But that's why I told him that even though his questions was leaned more on representation in terms of what successful looks like, I saw successful, and it didn't particularly look like the stereotype of someone in a suit. However, if you see their bank balance, it says otherwise.
Damn, thank you, brother. So that African brother was buying Japanese cars and selling those cars in
more
Nigeria.
the heavy duty cars, yeah, the machines, tractors, lorries, massive machinery, and he was shipping it to Africa.
Damn.
To done the import export.
Damn, brother. You mentioned how Africans are dominating the nightclub space, but I heard that there's a lot of scams that go on there, like especially in Tokyo. Maybe you're speaking about Nagoya because you were there most of the time. But in Tokyo, you got to be very careful about these African dudes coming up to you saying, "Come to my place." Apparently, they sell you overpriced drinks. They lie to you. They get you to pay for something that you can't afford, and they try and harm you or something like that. Is that true, brother? Did you hear stories like that in Nagoya?
That what? Sorry, that they do what? You have to be careful of them.
Yeah, because apparently in Tokyo, they a lot of African dudes come up to you with leaflets saying, "Come to this place, come to my bar." But apparently it's run by Yakuza. There's a lot of scams going on. They sell you overpriced drinks, so a drink might be $1,000, and you can't pay it off. And they take away your credit card. The police might get involved, and they're known for scams like that in Tokyo. Is that the same in Nagoya, brother?
I didn't know about them doing like scams like that per se, in Nagoya. However, in Nagoya, it was just mainly trafficking. They were doing the smuggling. A lot of them done the smuggling. A lot of them,
Drugs.
unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of Nigerians, unfortunately, they were famous for smuggling, and they'll usually use Japanese women. So they'll groom, well, I say groom, but they'll get their Japanese girlfriends to try and sneak it in for them. And so much that I even knew a girl that I got with that was used by a Nigerian guy, and she had to do some time in just for being
Ooh,
an accomplice to the guy, even though she didn't even know what package he was trying to get us to sneak in the country. So in Nagoya, it was that negative stigma in terms of the Black African demographic, unfortunately. But I wasn't aware of this nightclub bar scam, because in Nagoya, they, like I said, they'll dominate in terms of black entrepreneurs, running their own business, and even at times employing Japanese people to work in these establishments, whether it's restaurants or bars or nightclubs. They were killing it there, I would say. So it was all love. If anything, it was just like you wouldn't get any black people doing dodgy things. It was like, hey, that's my fellow brother there. He has a business, and if anything, it was always support. It was always supportive. But then again, you're saying that this is more tied in with the Yakuza, so it might be a different story. But then I can tell you about a different story with me being in Yakuza establishments and having a great time there as well. So, and I didn't see
damn.
anything of it because some of my friends were from the Yakuza. But there you go. Welcome to Japan. But it could be happening, but I didn't see it.
Damn, bro, you mingled with some Yakuza. Damn.
Oh mate, yeah. I was fortunate to meet one of the bosses. I didn't know which station or whatnot, but I used to go drinking in a karaoke bar. I'm not gonna say names or nothing. It's just it's kind of these undercover. In Japan, there's a lot of undercover bars that you wouldn't find it if no one brought you there. It's one of those ones like holding the wall places. You have to be invited, and I was invited, and I started going there doing karaoke there with my Japanese businessmen friends and stuff, salaryman. And then one of the guys had their birthday party there. So then he asked me to come along, and I again went there. And then there was this big guy, rings all over his fingers. He had a guy either end of him holding his bags and stuff. But I just thought it was just any regular Japanese guy. And then he was so serious. Like he looked at me, but he didn't say anything. He was just very serious. But I just thought, oh, just a Japanese guy, old guy. And then, drinks flowing. We had a crazy night. Girls running around doing nonsense. And then all of a sudden, the guy came up to me, put his arm around me, started speaking fast Japanese that I didn't even bloody understand. But I was like, okay, whatever. And then I found myself doing a duet with him, singing some random Japanese song that I didn't even know the lyrics of, but I was just going along with it, and everyone got their cameras out. And then one of my good friends, the one that I went for his birthday, sorry, he's like, oh, do you know who that guy is? I said, no. He goes, oh, that's one of the top Yakuza bosses in Nagoya. I'm like, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah. And then there you go, just like that.
Put,
But you would
put
never,
your,
because the thing is with Yakuza, you will never know it. They're affiliated unless you ask. Well, they're not going to tell you, but you'll never know. So you could be speaking to someone and you'll never think he's affiliated with that, but he is. So it's kind of indirect. I didn't actually go out and seek these guys, but it's just bump into them, and then obviously their barrier lowers, and then they feel comfortable around you, and then they go from there. Quite a few I was friends with that I didn't even know were tied
put
in.
your,
Some were left, some left. But yeah, just like that. You don't know who
the,
you bump into in Japan.
he put your arms around you. I'd be like, what's this guy doing,
Yeah,
bro?
but
And
they're very
how
friendly
did
though.
you react to that? How did you react to that? Did you push him away from you? Like, what, yo,
Oh
bro?
well, it was no hug position. It was just like you're putting your arm around someone like, hey, yeah, this is my buddy kind of thing. But I was
Okay.
just like, I was having a great time. I had a beautiful Filipino girl that was keeping me occupied. So I was bubbly. I was intoxicated, and he was there. He was just like, "Hey, this guy's a cool guy, and let's hang out." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, cool." And then my friend's like, hey, do you know who this guy is? I'm like, nah. He's like, oh, he's one of the bosses. I'm like, what? You for real? Let's take a picture. I'll send you the picture. I'll send you the picture on Instagram.
Damn.
Yeah.
Miss International, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? Just so I know you're not a troll. Why you do that, bro? Thank you, bro. Turn it off, brother. One question for me before I bring in the guest member. Fighting in Japan, apparently, if you're a foreigner and you get into a scrap with, with a Japanese person or any fight in general, your visa will get revoked and you will get deported, even if you're defending yourself. Is that true?
Suicide.
No, not suicide. Defending yourself from,
Suicide.
getting
Again,
into
brother,
fights.
you don't do it, brother.
Okay.
They will. So thank you for bringing it up. Amazing question. When I went to Japan, I heard about this, and then when I got there, I saw it with my own eyes. You do not get in a problem with a Japanese guy or any Japanese person. They will never believe you. You will always be the guilty foreigner, regardless of the circumstances. Any situation you get involved in an altercation or whatnot with a Japanese person, it could be maybe a money issue, it could be maybe physical altercation or violent. You will never win. Even if you have video evidence, you will never win. It's just I guess that's the sad part of Japan. There's people that have done videos on YouTube about this. There's friends that I know that have gone into issues. There's girlfriends, women that I've dated that have husbands that are locked up because they got in an altercation with a Japanese person. It's suicide. You're risking all. I've never heard about your visa and being cancelled and getting deported, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very, very it's largely inequality there. If you look at that in terms of the law, the law and the enforcement of the law there, it's very unbalanced.
So if someone rolls up on you and punches you, so let's say your life is in danger, someone actually has a knife pointing at you, and the only way to save yourself is to protect yourself and get into a fight. You're telling me there's no winning there? That can't be
no
right.
winning. And anyone that has lived in Japan would agree with me.
So you stand there and get killed.
I don't know what they will rule, but I know the Japanese person will likely not go into prison, will not be jailed or anything, because he will say, "Hey, this guy done this, or he threatened me, so it was justified," and then they will believe the Japanese. Basically, they'll listen to a Japanese person before they'll listen to a foreigner.
Wow.
That's why, in that sense, it's hugely imbalanced, and there's no equality there. You'll always be that's why I told the gentleman. Well, that's what I was trying to convey. The caller spoke very eloquently when he talked about us changing our representation so people can take us seriously. He made a comparison with Swiss people.
Bro, I think you're too close to your mic.
Highly successful women. I agree with him, but at the same time, you will never be Japanese in Japan. You will always be the foreigner, whether you're the Swiss foreigner, whether you're the Black American foreigner. You will always be the foreigner. And if you get in an altercation or in a wind up with a Japanese person, you will always be the guilty foreigner.
Thank you, bro. Bro, I think you're too close to your mic. So if you could be behind some
voice to man fever.
Thank you, bro. Shout out to Indy67 for the $25 super chat. This was a great find tonight. I'm heading to Japan soon. I'm looking to move there permanently as well. Good talk about working and building business connections there. Thank you, Indy67, for the support. Much appreciated, bro, for supporting this channel. Brothers, support the channel. Hit the cash app, brothers. Hit the super chats if you enjoyed the stream and you love my channel. All support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Indy, be aware that you can't fight any Japanese person or anyone in general, even foreigners, I believe so. There's no fighting in Japan or you will get in trouble. So that's a good point to bring up. Isn't that right? Even if you fight other foreigners as well, you can't do that, bro. So English versus American, there's no fighting in Japan that's allowed, isn't it? Isn't that right, brother?
Zero tolerance.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Roll Harris for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you, brother. Let's see. How much longer can you spend on the stream? Travel. Okay, I think he went on mute. He must be busy. Hold on, Mr. International. You there? Are you there, Travel? You're on mute, bro.
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Just got a little glass of water.
How long can you stay on this stream? Obviously, I don't want to take up your time.
Yeah, I could stay for another 15 minutes, I believe. Yeah, another 15 minutes, mate.
Okay, thank you, brother. Mr. International, how you doing, brother?
What's up, brothers? How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, man. And I missed the agenda, but I've been looking on your timeline because I've been waiting for you to start posting the future streams. And what I'm gonna say is I'm looking forward to 2022, man. There's a lot of brothers that sound passionate in the group chat. I can't wait for all of us to travel. And you already know, man, how I'm gonna come on the stream. And I just want to thank the guest speaker for giving us his time and speaking to us, man. You're speaking facts, bro. We got so much intel on Japan. Every time somebody that actually been there speaks about it, a lot of the intel lines up, bro. So you're speaking facts, and it's cool to hear that. If I'm correct, I heard you right. The countryside is even have some perks. So I just want to say welcome to the movement, bro. I hope to see you in the future for more intel, and thanks for everything you're doing, and thanks to IP for everything you're doing. And this year is going to be great.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for
Wow,
the
what a
kind words.
speech. Fantastic.
Thank you for the kind
But
words,
also,
Mr.
hey, brother, hey, IP, you're going to like this. I heard you talking about Cambodia. We're not going to go too much because this is a Japan stream. But, brother, my cousin dated Cambodians. I have met Cambodians. Some of my closest friends are Cambodians. And I'll tell you one thing. They're loyal. The women are beautiful. They got that, like, Princess Jasmine kind of thing to them. You know what I mean? They're just absolutely beautiful. And they got that some Asian features, but listen, IP, they're beautiful and they're loyal, and I'm talking about if
Don't
they
give too
like
much
you and
away,
care
mate. You
about you,
ruin
they
it.
love
Spoil
you.
it for us, mate.
All right, bro, I won't go too far, but
I'll play it, mate.
yeah,
Facts.
you know what I'm talking about, though, ain't brother?
I know exactly what you're talking about, mate. Facts. Nothing but gems, mate. Facts.
And they love brothers there. Is that true?
Oh my God,
110 bloody percent, mate.
they love us.
Damn.
They
And
love
they're
us.
actually quite gorgeous. You know, I've seen it quite. Brother Travel, can we set up a stream on that very soon about Cambodia, please, bro?
Oh, that's my goal,
Hey,
mine there, bro. Let's see what
Taiwan
we can
and
do.
Cambodia, those are our next. We're gonna indulge in now on the stream. I already know that's coming, but I just want to say, cause you know, I know you be looking during the stream, and I ain't gonna say I've been battling with people in the chat, but you know, I'm a stand on all the stuff that you've been telling us for years. So when I'm talking in the chat, I'm talking about years of experience, multiple videos. So I'm speaking facts off of intel and even, you know, my dad traveling and people traveling. And I just want to say, man, that Pookies and Ray Rays, they might ruin one or two countries, maybe five when it's all said and done. But there's so many countries in this world, Kazakhstan and Croatia. And come on, man, I don't gotta keep going. Just those two countries alone. The people that aren't
Real
on this
talk,
channel
real
will
talk.
understand. But what I'm saying is that, man, there's so many great places to go to. And when you become a high value man like this channel is talking about, listen, anything is possible. Even the
Anything.
bougie Francis and China's. The bougie Francis and China's, when you outball those guys, they show respect. And it's all about respect. And we're here to
Always.
change the mindset of these countries that are looking down, quote per se looking down. Hey, it might be 20% looking down, but the other 8 love our exoticness, and they want us to
Exactly.
shatter the mindset that the Europeans gave them. They don't believe that stuff because when they see us and they see that we're a little different, they be like, "Dag, man, we really got bamboozled. And this guy is cooler than anybody we ever met. And not
Exactly.
to
Oh
mention,
my.
IP, Japan. I know I'm going on a rant, brother. And hey,
Yeah.
brother, I gotta go
No,
because I
mate.
have
This is
a club.
perfect. This is facts. Nothing
Yeah,
but gems
but
and
hey,
facts, mate.
IP, why would we raise a fist in Thailand and the Philippines and all these other places in Japan? Why would we raise a fist when first of all we're adored? If we
Mhm.
get any hostility, like my man Tony Berry said, or my man I think obstacle opportunities, retreat and support. We're not looking for no fight because first of all, they don't want to fight us 1-on-1 because the height difference is ridiculous. For say I'm 5'11", that's I'm like a giant compared to them. So they won't fight us 1-on-1 first in the first place, and second of all, they're gonna try to jump you. But they listen is if you get cool, like my man said, the one that will talk about China and all these places, you get cool with the bouncers, you get cool with the people who are the real people, man.
Exactly.
They might
Mm-hmm.
kill somebody if they try to mess with Americans because they don't want to mess up the tourist flow. So what I'm
Right,
saying
right.
is, man, the opportunities are great. There's so many utopias, the few places I
Yeah.
named, Ethiopia and Morocco, like my brother said, the
Woo.
white black people. You know what I mean? There's so many
Thank you, brother.
utopias, brothers. They could take away a few because we got a lot more. We covered a whole lot more, and there's more to be
Thank
covered.
you, bro.
So I just want to say thank you, man. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Miss International.
Amazing,
Happy
mate.
New Year,
Amazing
brother.
segment. Thank you.
Great speech. Thank you, bro. So, brothers, if you don't want to, we've got around 8 more minutes before the brother travel leaves. So call in right now, and if you can't call in, cash app or super chat your questions immediately to get through to the brother. So, brother, there's a question here from Darius Harper. Shout out to Darius Harper for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel. How easy or hard is it to start a business in Japan? I personally would like to start my own anime studio. I heard you must have 50K minimum for visa.
Yeah, I did hear about if you want to, like, if you don't have a permanent residency, you need to find a Japanese colleague, a Japanese partner. So you basically have to pay someone to do the paperwork for you. So you're dependent on that person. Same rule applies to Thailand, Cambodia, etc. So it can be a conundrum, catch-22. However, if you find the right partner, then and the rapport is good, and the communication is great, then it can make your experiences easier. But I guess it just depends on the partner that you find. However, if you have permanent residency, you don't have to lean on a partner. You can start everything yourself. So Japan, like I said, Japan is very forceful in terms of preserving the Japanese person always. So your interactions with the your business your business relationships depend on your partner, your Japanese partner. A lot of you guys won't have permanent residency, so you'll need your partner, and you'll need to give them an X amount. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, it's just for them just to do paperwork. But if you can find someone that won't just do the paperwork, but will actually help you and give you tips and help and become an asset to your business, then that could be a big plus.
Let me ask this question as well, brother. Thank you for that support, Darius Harper. Much appreciated, bro. Brother, can we speak about finding high class Japanese women? You mentioned that you were in the Marriott hotel. You came across high class Japanese women. How did you meet this high class Japanese woman that allowed you to break into the high class upper echelon of Japanese society? Break it down for us, bro.
You meet them anywhere. You can meet them in Starbucks. You can meet them in the sushi conveyor restaurant. You can meet them in izakayas, traditional Japanese style restaurants, or you can go to like nice chic wine bars. And that's where I'm predominantly meant all mine. Wine bars. You can even meet them in the foreign gaijin bars, gaijin hunter bars like the Hub, because a lot of them they come after work, they're bored, overworked, they just want a bit of release, I guess, and then they just sit there, gorgeous women. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, bro.
With a,
And through
with a
that, you
glass
were
in
able.
hand, sometimes even just a beer, just there. So you can pretty much just meet them anywhere. But obviously, if you're searching for a specific type, then I'll recommend the wine bars, 110%.
Okay,
Anywhere where
thank you.
you go there and they're playing classical music, it's always it's a hit. It's always a hit.
Okay, thank you, bro. This is yeah, and that allowed you to go into, Marriott Hotel, go to these fancy parties, meet other powerful people, right? And can you tell us like the most
Hello.
powerful person? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, bro? Travel shortcut. Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me, bro? Can you brothers hear me in the live stream chat?
I can hear you, brother. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Miss International. I think he's having some technical issues, so we'll wait for him to come back in. I just want to drill in on the high class Japanese woman section there. Um,
Oh yeah, let's get
hold
into
on.
that. And also, IP in the comments, man. Listen, Pookies, they might go to Medellin and they might go to Cartagena. This is for the brothers writing me because I was in the middle of writing. They might go to Cartagena and Medellin, but there's still Bogota. Even though something happened bad in Bogota, it's still a nice place. But there's still Bogota. There's still Cali, Colombia. There's still Barranquilla, Colombia. Remember those places? Bogota, Cali, Barranquilla, and San Andreas. That's the island, if I'm correct. Not too many Pookies get to go there because they can't afford it. Go to those
Okay,
places because the girls
thank
are
you, bro.
bad. I have done research for years. I promise you, I'm not lying to you guys. And listen,
Thank you, brother.
Barranquilla,
Sorry, Miss International. I need
Cali
to cut in
are
here.
lit.
Sorry, bro. I need to
Yeah, go
bring
ahead,
in
IP.
the
Go ahead.
caller again. Thank you, bro. Let me bring in travel shortcuts. So let me continue the question, brother. Can you hear me now, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. It's better now.
So so through the high class Japanese woman, you were able to attend parties in the Marriotts, etc., etc., right? And what did you get? What did you gain out of that, brother? And what would you say was the most powerful Japanese person, apart from the yakuza that you met, that personally benefited your life, gave you more opportunities, encouraged you to do better, tried to put you in touch with other business people? We want to know that, brother, because it's good to hear Japanese women helping out brothers.
Right, right. To answer your first question, what did I gain from attending these establishments like the Marriott's and wine tasting events?
Hmm.
I just wanted to say something different. Like I've mentioned, I wasn't just in the city. I went to the countryside. Went to visit shrines in the middle of nowhere. Went to Kyoto, which is the traditional Japanese city. Of all the old historic monuments, etc. I just wanted to see a different blend. And I'm someone that can adapt to any sort of environment. So I decided to put a lovely suit and attend. I got invited to an event in the Marriott Hotel. Yeah, in the top of their in the Nagoya outside the Nagoya train station. It's right at the top. They have a massive bar there, and then they have the lady playing the piano. You have to reserve tables there. It's really the top of the line. And then I just wanted to see something different. I just wanted to experience every single part of Japan possible. And you get these higher end people, very calm, very sophisticated, and then it's great for networking in terms of building business relationships, etc., and leads and a different set of crowd that you can benefit from. And at the same time, the most important person I met in Japan was a married Japanese lady that I was seeing. Uh, if I tell you this lady wanted to transform my life, she was giving me a career. She was basically trying to set up my life, not just in Japan, but in for my existence. She will make sure I've eaten. She was trying to get me a property in Japan where I don't put no money down. It was just her contacts. She'll get me a property. That's why when I left Japan, a lot of my friends were looking at me like I'm stupid because I only had 3 more years left to stay in Japan, so I can apply for my permanent residency and then my nationality. Um,
Carry on, bro. Oh man, that was getting very interesting. Why did you leave? Damn, this stream is a classic, man. Come back, brother. We can't hear you, brother. Can you brothers hear him? I can't hear him anymore.
No, I can't hear him, but I can't hear him. But the future is bright IP.
All right, let me mention something real quick. Hold on. Shout out to Freddie Frappuccino for the $199 super chat. He says, "Is it possible to have a rotation in Japan?" Yeah, he's mentioned that already earlier in the live stream, bro. So he was in Nagoya. He had different women he was dealing with at the same time. Obviously, he didn't tell his main chick because apparently Japanese women are very jealous. So you can have a rotation, but you must never let your main chick know. She will definitely leave you. Japanese women love having their man to themselves only. I don't really feel they play that rotation game like in the West. So he mentioned that earlier in Nagoya. So hopefully that answers your question for you, Freddie. Damn. Where's the brother? Where's the brother? Oh, go on, Mr. International. Actually, hold on, Mr. International. Hold on. Let me bring in Ninja 55. Ninja, can you turn your camera on in the background, bro? Yes, you're verified, brother. Thank you. Turn it off. Let me bring you in real quick. What's up, Ninja?
Hey, what's up, IP? What's up, Mr. International?
Happy New Year, brother. How
Yo,
are you?
what's up, bro? A veteran.
Oh, Happy New Year's to you too, y'all too. Oh, yeah, the brother who was who y'all lost contact. What was that brother name? Who y'all lost contact with just now?
Travel shortcut. Travel. Just call him Travel.
Travel. Yeah, a lot of stuff he was saying. Did he mention that he been to Osaka too over there in Japan?
No, only Nagoya. Only Nagoya.
Nagoya and he was picking up girls. He said he's meeting
Okay.
different
Sorry,
girls and
brother.
everything.
Sorry, bro. He's back now. Sorry, brother. I'll bring you later. Um, Travel shortcuts. You got some AOL internet going on?
No, mate, I got my bloody alarm that's going off and it's cutting out the audio.
All right, brother. We were on the part where the Japanese lady helping you get a property and you felt stupid for leaving Japan early. Your friends called you that. Yeah, bro. Why did you leave Japan in the first place? It seems like it was set up for you by that Japanese lady. Why didn't you stay there for 3 more years to get your citizenship, bro?
I had personal reasons, family issues, relatives that were not doing too well, and I didn't want to live life with regrets not being there for them in their time of need. So ultimately, personal family issues and circumstances arose, and it caused me to leave the country. That's when I made that decision. But it wasn't nothing about me just kind of like having the honeymoon period wearing out or anything like that. It was just personal family circumstances that I took it upon myself to relocate back to the UK and be there for my family during certain times. And just to quickly answer the brother's question, where did I go in Japan? I went to Nagoya, obviously where I was from, Toyohashi, where they make the cars, Gifu, Osaka, Kobe, and Kyoto.
Okay, thanks for that, brother.
Never made it to Tokyo.
Are you still in touch with that wealthy Japanese woman that was going to change your life in terms of the property thing?
Very much so.
Okay.
Still got plans, bro.
Yeah, man. You don't lose it, man. Let me tell you, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Someone that that's well connected, has money, bro. You better. I'm keeping it real. That's what Western women do to men who be in the West. So why can't we use women for advantage? Ain't that right, brother? You know, I'm keeping it real, brothers. You know, it's time for us to start putting ourselves first. That's part of my agenda, the black man first agenda. You know, use women for your personal gain. Am I right or wrong in saying that, Travel?
You're on your own, bro.
What?
Yeah, your own, bro.
You don't agree with that? You don't want to use a rich woman, you know, to elevate you when in the West, women do that to rich men.
Yeah. In that sense, then yeah, you know, it's because if you can both get something from each other, then great, yeah. Yeah. I was just playing around with you on your own, bro. But yeah, of course, if you can both benefit from each other, then yeah, it's great. Why not?
Fantastic, brother. I
Because I
think we
think I
got one
told
more.
you as well. Sorry to cut you, your wisdom, but I think I told you about my good friend, a foreign guy, English guy, and he was dating a famous opera singer in Japan. And she basically had this deal with him where you're my boyfriend, you don't play around with anyone else. Here's my credit card with no limit. You do whatever you want, but you only see me. She got him an apartment. She got him a what's the name? She got him a car on a lease deal, and he was out partying for a whole year doing nonsense. And then she got sick and tired of going through her credit card statement and seeing that he's been frequenting hostess bars, mingling around with women, that she just ended it all. But again, if you have this arrangement where the girl's like, hey, I'm seeing you, you're going to be there for me. I'm going to help you get set up in Japan. I'm going to help you financially. I'm going to set you up. Nothing wrong with that.
Damn, thanks for that, bro. I got a super chat from Freddie Fappuccino, $199. He says, "Is it possible to have a rotation in Japan?" Yes, you had it in Japan, brother, in Nagoya, but you can't tell the main chick that you have a rotation.
Ferris wheel, bro. It's a Ferris wheel.
Well, it's only natural, that a man wants more than one woman, because in the ancient days it was like that, polygamy or something, like the brother travel. A lot of brothers like him, like I'm like that too, polygamous, because
Yeah,
we're not satisfied with one woman.
yeah.
Right.
Thanks for that, Ninja 55. Carry on, travel. It's
Yeah.
possible, right?
Sorry, guys. I have to get a bit of sleep because I have
Yeah.
some stuff to get sorted. Part of my business cycle here in the UK. I have to get some certain things sorted out. So I'm gonna have to depart, unfortunately. But I will say thank you so much, IP International Passport, for giving me this platform to grace the stage and communicate with like-minded brothers. I mean, it's crazy how rapidly this movement has transformed and has grown over the years. Um, Took a year out last year during COVID to go traveling in the Dominican Republic and Colombia, and I met a lot of great like-minded brothers. And just being back in the UK and still conversing with you guys, and just again talking about positive movements going forward to the year 2022. I know the future looks bright for us, man, for sure. Unplug from the matrix, unplug from the BS. I know that you're loved somewhere else in the world, 110%. And like I always say, my motto: live to live, not live to survive.
Mm. Yes, thank you very much, Travel. Look after yourself, bro. And we'll get you on the channel again to speak about Cambodia and South Korea. Ain't that right, brother? Yes?
That's right, G. No, watch that.
Yes.
All good.
Thank you. Thank you, Travel. All right,
All
take
right,
it easy,
thank you
brother.
guys, man. Sorry I couldn't answer some of your questions. I just have to cut for now. But it was always part two. It's always part two.
There's always part two,
To be
definitely.
continued.
To be continued. Yes, indeed. Look after
Maybe when
yourself,
I'm
brother.
even in Japan. Oops, who knows? Live stream.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. Take it easy,
All right,
brother,
man. God
okay?
bless. Take care, guys, man. Peace
All right,
out.
see you, bro.
Bless.
See you, brother.
Hey,
All right,
thanks, brother, for everything, man. Appreciate it.
all right. All right, thank you, brothers. All right, shout out Darius Harper for the $2 super chat. How do I meet high value women who will do that? Yeah, so the brother said if you go to wine bars, wine tasting bars, high class establishments, get an invite to those establishments, then they would approach you or you approach them. Look out for women who like drinking wine, who dress very stylish, elegant. That's how you meet women in Japan. I'm not sure about that in America, brother, but that's how it goes in Japan. So appreciate you, Darius Harper. Like I'm telling brothers, man, I'm looking up right now. Japan is the third biggest economy in the entire world. It's even bigger than the UK, France, and Germany. It's behind USA and China. So they've got money out there, these Japanese women. And like I said, it's time for black men to put themselves first. In the West, right, women use men all the time for their resources. So why can't us men use women for their resources? Keeping it real, brothers. You know, it's about time we start thinking like that. What can she do for me? How can I use her to further my goals and my objectives? And brothers might feel like, oh, that's messed up, IP. But in America, in the UK, in Canada, Women out here using men as if they're doormats, to push forward their goals and objectives. So why can't we do that to women as well? You know, let's put ourselves first, brothers. Like I said, it's a black man's first movement in 2022. We are furthering our goals and our agendas, and no one will get in our way, Lord willing. All right, appreciate you, brothers. The game. Can you turn your camera on in the background, bro? No, bro. I gotta see your face, bro, just so I know you're not a troll. Then you can turn it off afterwards. Um. No, you're a troll. The game, man. You're not showing it now, bro. Not bring you in. So let me go to Oh, you again. Nope. He's a troll. The game is a troll. Shout out to Miss International and a few others are pointing out the game is definitely a troll. Nope. So let me run through Mr. International and Ninja 55 for their last closing statements. So Ninja 55, do you have any last closing statements, brother?
Oh yeah, I would like to say, you remember when I told you that I went to Japan, right? Osaka, Japan, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the woman was shy there because when I was there, they would put their head down when they see me. I don't know why they would put their head down. Some would talk to me, but they would always be putting their head down. But I'll probably go back to Japan, Tokyo. And when do you think the border's gonna open up to Japan again? IP.
I have no idea, bro. I think as soon as this Omicron issue is sorted out, then I think that's when we could get the borders open. And they've got to vaccinate themselves as well. Apparently the vaccination rates are pretty low in Japan. So once they sort that out, I'm guessing around July, August, keeping it real, because they're very conservative. They're very health conscious there. So June, yeah, summer, like June, July. So brothers who want to actually work there, travel there, I'm sorry, you gotta wait till summertime, man. Keeping it real. I know there's a lot of people who have jobs ready for them in Japan, but borders are closed, no one can get in. So I'm guessing summertime. Anything else, Ninja 55? You good?
Oh, I would like to say this though: when traveling, when you brothers travel somewhere, I would suggest take like business or first class, because I don't know if I told you this, IP. When I was on my way to Japan, my lower back was hurting like hell because I flew the economy seats. You're familiar with the seats, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Economy, that's the lowest. I should have got at least premium economy, but my lower back was hurting like hell. 10 hours there to Japan and 8 hours back. I was in pain. So it's best to fly premium economy, maybe premium economy, business, or first class. One of them seats. Never get regular economy, because it's gonna hurt your lower back.
Okay, thank you, Ninja 55. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Shout out to Axel Foley for the $2 super chat. Happy New Year, IP. We are the resistance. Yes, indeed. Happy New Year to you, to Axel Foley. Much appreciated for your support, brother. Brothers, hit the cash app, brothers. Hit the super chat, brothers. Support the movement. It will be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Miss International, do you have any closing statements, brother?
Yeah, I would just like to say, to comment, into leak, saying that Vancouver in the summer will be a beautiful waterfront because it's an island, and the Snow Bunny's got spring fever from Sean Davis and our intel, so that would be an ideal place to go to Canada. But besides that, I just want to say it's a classic. Today was definitely a classic stream, and I respect the guest speaker. It's cool to learn about the countryside of Japan and stuff like that. To hear that you're getting the same reception, kind of overlaps. I think Tony Berry said something about the countryside and how we're more rare over there. So it was real cool. And yeah, I can't wait for some of the new countries to cover, and I can't wait for the future of the stream and the projects you got going on. And I'll be here supporting, and hopefully we can all level up. So I just want to say thank you for everything. And man, there's a lot of opportunity. Like you say, IP, and the saying's been going on for a long time. The world is your oyster, and we just got to move like high value men, even if we're on the way to being a high value man. You got to move like that, and Pookies or any of the haters, they can't match our pattern. I seen a guy, he was in Brazil. People were hating on him because he was getting the special treatment, and more of the stories, they was being racist because I guess he had great benefits for this hotel because he was moving correctly, and he had to knock this guy out. But that's besides the fact. What I'm saying is that guy, he had the right mindset of trying to go places where others can't, where haters and all those type of people be at. It's usually the ones that want to be you that's gonna hate on you. Focus on yourself. Use your status, and your money goes a long way in a lot of these countries. Like you said, Japan's the third best country. Well, one day, we're all going to be heading there. And just use your money wisely. Be smart. Like I said, they want you to go to their country because if you didn't go to their country will plummet from tourism. That's why these countries keep opening back up because they need the money. So, listen, man, have fun, have an open mind, be respectful, and there's the last saying: when you're in Rome, be like the Romans, and that's not just for Rome; it's for traveling. When you're in Rome, be like the Romans. Don't try to be some hoodlum and B2K and all this other stuff, man.
Yeah,
Just be
thanks for that.
yourself, and you be good. All right,
Thank
IP.
you for that, Miss International. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated, Miss International Ninja 55. Shout out to the brother Travel Shortcuts for his intel. Shout out to all the brothers who cash app, who super chatted um, during this live stream. Much appreciated, brothers. Shout out to Sean M. He says support the channel after the stream ends with comments and likes, please. Brothers, please comment on this video. We got over 80 people watching, but I don't get a lot of comments on my videos. I don't know why that is. 2022, can we change that, please? I want to see 50 comments at least by the end of tomorrow, man. Come on. Just comment. Great video, IP. Great interview, IP. Shout out to Travel for your work on this. Comment on the videos. It helps out the algorithm. Therefore, it will be pushed out to like-minded brothers to get them on this international passport movement. So please comment on this video once it drops on my channel. If you're new to my channel via this live stream, hit the subscribe button, brothers. And when you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to always, and all notifications, all alerts, so you never miss a live stream upload or post from me on this channel. Support, brothers. Please support this channel. I need your support. I can't do it all by myself. So support, hit the cash apps, hit the super chats. It'll be greatly appreciated. Been doing this for 6 years now, and gone on to 7. So cash app, super chats, the cash app is open 24/7. So feel free to send in donations via the cash apps, during my live streams. If you can't cash app, hit the super chat to be greatly appreciated, brothers. So, brothers, thank you very much. Great live stream. Classic live stream. Much thanks to everyone who cash apped, who super chatted, who called in, the guests themselves. Much appreciated, brothers. Again, brothers, here's my social media contacts. You better get in before I lock it over. Oh, I've got plans for the channel, so you better join in now. Before I lock things down. Now is the time for you brothers to join the Facebook group, follow me on Twitter, follow me on IG. I've got some plans for the channel coming this year, so don't be surprised or shocked when there's some big changes and announcements happening in the future. Okay, brothers. Okay, let's see. Come on, man. Go back. That's it. Here's the Twitter as well, brothers. The trolls are coming out, you see? The trolls are coming out. So let me get rid of these trolls real quick. You know, see, you got a bunch of brothers doing positive things, but trolls want to hate. You know, if brothers aren't rapping about killing each other, harming each other, talking about whatever, you know, they don't like that. But when we talk about things that are beneficial to us, you know, they want to come out of nowhere. Shout out to Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. IP, great stream, another classic fan. Much appreciated, Conrad Grant. Thank you, bro, for supporting the channel twice this evening. Means a lot to me, bro. Thank you, Conrad Grant. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you so much. So, the Twitter's there. Then you have the IG. Follow me on IG. Send me a DM on IG, brothers. I'll get back to you, brothers. You know, from Birmingham. So, it's IG, brothers. All right. Cash App open 24/7. You know what to do, brothers. Support, support, support. Any donation we greatly appreciate. Thank you. Oh, what a stream. Oh, what a stream. Classic live stream. So, brothers, I will see you, brothers, on my. Actually, let me get up to the half hour mark. So we have the Ecuador. We have the life insurance stream tomorrow. We have the Ecuador stream this week as well, and we also have what other stream do we have? Let's see. We got the Hawaiian stream next week. Let me run through it for you, brothers. Let me run through it. So, brothers, comment on this video when it drops on my channel in a couple minutes. But I want to run through the streams I have on the channel this week. Shout out to Axel Fully for the $2 super chat. IP is a brotherhood. Much appreciated for the kind words, Axel Fully. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me, bro. Thank you. Supporting the channel twice this evening. I see you, brother. It means a lot to me. Whenever I see people super chat, Cash App twice in one night, it means a lot to me. Thank you. You know, I don't forget that. Thank you, brothers. Let's see. Cash App. Nothing in the Cash App. That's cool. Let's see real quick. Damn, great stream. So where are brothers traveling to this year? I forgot to ask that in my previous stream. Brothers, where are you traveling to this year? Where are you traveling to this year, brothers? What countries? Okay, so live. Let's see. So we got the life insurance stream tomorrow. Then we have the Ecuadorian stream in 2 days' time. And then we have the Switzerland stream. Switzerland. Oh, I can't wait for that one on Sunday. You know, Swiss woman. Oh, can't wait for that, brothers. So where are you traveling to in 2022? What countries? Let me know, brothers. Okay, I see you, Chaos. I see you, Chaos Media. Wonderful, bro. Hope that goes well for you. Japan for Akihabara, the anime district, and then on to Philippines to chill with wifey's family. Okay, Chaos Media, reach out to me, brother, on IG. I'm guessing your wife is from the Philippines. Just want to speak to you about how it's like being married to a Filipina woman. So Chaos Media, reach out to me on IG, brother, and I will speak over there. Shout out to Conrad Grant, Costa Rica homebound. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Conrad Grant, the brother right there. Lovely seeing brothers making moves in terms of building property abroad. Conrad Grant, can't wait, brother. You know, you're living the life, brother. I love seeing brothers do well. Shout out to you, Conrad Grant. Marvin Lloyd says Germany, fantastic. Joseph Silver says Copenhagen, Stockholm, Hamburg. Interesting European tour. Denmark, Copenhagen. Is that Denmark? Is that Denmark? I'm not sure. I think that is Hamburg, Germany. All right, brothers. 30 more seconds. Oh, I see you, bro. Derek Labu, welcome to the IP movement, brother. Reach out to me on IG, Derek. Reach out to me on IG, bro. Let me welcome you into the movement. Wonderful, brother. Axel Foley, yes, definitely. We're gonna expand on more Latin American countries. Definitely, bro. Definitely, of course. All right, brothers. I'm a log off now. I'll see you, brothers, on my next live stream. Look after yourself, brothers. Okay. Peace out. International passport out. Thank you, brothers. Okay. Shout out to Roll Harris for the $5 super chat. If I'm able to, I want to either go back to the UK or Guyana to see family. Thank you, bro, for supporting the channel multiple times this stream. Thank you, bro. Okay, Guyana. Go to Guyana, bro. You know, give us the intel about Guyanese women. That'd be great, brother. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated, Ro Harris. Very interesting. All right, brothers, when I drop this video on my channel, can everyone please comment? We got over 70 people. Everyone comments. Just comment on this video. Great stream. Comments help out the algorithms. And I'll see you, brothers, on my next live stream. Peace out, brothers. Thank you.